The fourth wall.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's John Escudero, your boy Johnny Dirtsheet with Nick LaRocco, and our awesome Impact post-show host.
Hello, guys. How y'all doing?
What up, everybody? Boy, oh fucking boy.
What up, Darby? That's what's up.
Did they get him down yet? Like, are we sure that Darby's been cut down?
He's gonna stay up there.
My canon is that he's still gonna be. I want him to still be hanging there when Dynamite opens on Wednesday. He's still being held hostage by the elite.
They took it with him.
They packed him in the truck like that.
Yep.
Oh man, what a show! I thought, just in general, just give my quick and general thoughts about the show as a whole. Fun times. They got a little bold at the end there. They went until 12:30. I was like, whoa.
I thought they're gonna go to 1. I was like, they're gonna be 1 o'clock.
I thought they might. But you know what? I felt like I got my money's worth tonight. Absolutely. Definitely did. I feel like, obviously, I was talking to Nick a little while ago, and we were like, they probably got comfortable with the Double or Nothings because they have Memorial Day tomorrow, and they figure the majority of people have the day off. And I'm like, well, not everybody does. But it's fine.
They can't get carried away with that.
Yep.
I have been one of the people that understands why people say the pay-per-views are too long, and I'm not like disagreeing with that. But I also just, if it doesn't suck, fucking fine by me. I'm sitting right here until it's over. Hey, Stoner, what up? But yeah, I had a fun time. What about you, Matt? What did you think of the show as a whole?
There's some stuff I like, some stuff I probably could have done without a match or two, but some of the stuff, there were some matches I did enjoy. I like the Moné match. I was kind of surprised with Copeland Malakai because I was expecting that one to just be meh, but you know what? I was pleasantly surprised because I wasn't feeling the feud.
Matthew.
Hello, Matthew. But again, some good stuff, some like but you know what though? I still enjoyed it for what I watched.
We'll get into it. Nicholas, what'd you think?
Oh man, like top to bottom, this was a fun show to watch, and even though it did go very long, and I hope that they do not make a habit of that because I have to work very early most mornings. Thankfully, Memorial Day is happening, so don't have to worry about that. But yeah, top to bottom, I really enjoyed this show overall. Every match delivered in its own way, I would say. Biggest thing though was that main event, because I was talking with John off the air about it, and I literally needed 5 minutes just to have nothing going on around me. The TV was turned off, my computer was off, and I just sat down, pure nothingness, just to let everything just sink in.
It's probably they went off the air so fast too. I was just still like in the I'm still in the moment. Like there was so much going on. I'm just like, okay. Give me a sec.
They're like, oh shit, we gotta go now.
Give me a sec. And I mean, what's the hard out? I can't imagine they have one because they're just like whatever. Because I used to think it was midnight and you had a hard out because of the pay-per-view people. But they were like, whatever, we don't give a fuck. That's your problem.
Whatevs.
We got the money. All right, I dig it.
You're a billionaire. Do whatever you want. Well, anyways.
Donnie Patty says, this is the second pay-per-view he has ordered this show delivered. He's skipping Forbidden Door because he doesn't watch New Japan. Nothing against those who do and enjoy, so more power to you. I watch New Japan, and I want them to be better sometimes than they are, but I still am rooting for them all the time. I'll be there. It sometimes feels like Forbidden Door is just an AEW show where they invite New Japan over, but I'm like...
They invited him to beat him.
They literally like this is actually legally an AEW New Japan show, like a real business-wise AEW New Japan show. Like New Japan paid for half of this.
Yeah,
I'm like that. Sometimes I don't really think about that because I'm like, well, they did promotion today, and it's like New Japan and AEW present. And I was like, I thought everybody else was coming, but I forgot. Like No, it's just these two that pay though. They put the money down. But we'll get into all that stuff in a bit. We can get right into the fucking main event. Holy shit, man! Justin Roberts hit us with that shit. What did he say? The shit show. Welcome to the shit show. I think our boy Matthew provided us with a clip, but I can't seem to see it because my icons are too small. I'm too far away from the screen.
Man, it's one of those things where after that point, where do you even start with talking about this?
Oh.
You can kind of, well, first, I guess, how do you recap this match? Jesus Christ.
Chaos, pandemonium, carnage.
No way I can go to sleep without a blunt after that main event. Agreed. I'm so mad that I can't, smoke on a military base. I have to drive outside, do all this extra stuff. We're on a budget, for God's sakes. Great moment. But I guess the match, it was as delivered, as advertised. Fucking anarchy in the arena. At one point, they did a good job protecting Darby. As weird as that sounds, considering they did with right. He wasn't in most of the match. They did their best to kill him off until his major spot at the end. Which even all things considered was still kind of safe compared to the things that he's done in the past. Although he was hanging there a little while, it's like he's gonna pass out.
Still there.
But
I
yeah,
was just laughing at the fact that he's just up there. Everyone's ignoring him. The ref at one point was like walking towards him and then just U-turned. I'm like, this is why everyone hates Rick Knox. And Darby's just
He's like, I'm not touching that.
It reminded me of those things, where it's like the helicopter that rescues someone and they got like the gurney stretched to it, and then it just starts spinning from the rotors.
They he went to the back with Jungle Boy. They were back, I guess, in a parking lot somewhere, and I think they're implying that Jungle Boy ran him over, but they weren't clear because he could have also been knocked out and thrown. Darby could have just sent the car off with Jungle Boy because Darby came out first.
Happened. Yeah, I thought that he went up from behind like Michael Myers of sorts and just knocked Jack Perry out, and then he just crashes into the trash pile, making us think he ran Darby over.
But also, Darby in canon is probably strong enough to just no sell being run over by a van.
Yeah,
it wasn't Darby that knocked him out. It was Hogan, brother.
Oh man, that was he comes out there. They did a whole lot of crazy shit. I mean, and they're doing hardcore stuff in the beginning of the match, but some of that stuff just completely erased by the end of it. Some of the more extreme shit that they did, they were going through tables and they were kicking each other in the nuts and shit. But I want to say when Darby came out with the flamethrower, I feel like we took this match to another level at that point. Jungle Boy dragging Tony Khan out, by the way. Excellent fucking moment.
I'm glad he recovered from his broken neck already.
There's a video of him out there. I didn't get to download it. I'm really disappointed of Tony Khan rolling away from the fire as they get rid of him.
My little tagline down here was "Real fire, cry me a river."
That's fucking excellent. Donnie says, I hope Darby takes time off. He's a madman. I don't even know. He was here clearly with a face mask, and he put thumbtacks on it, but fucking maniac.
Which they did not get a good shot of until the middle of the match.
The constant switch of the music was my favorite bit of the match. We're on our budget, says Donnie Patty. I gotta agree. They've found a way to make this music that bit work for them every single year.
That music is costing me like $200,000 every time it plays. Cut that music! I can't afford this.
He's probably not wrong either.
He's absolutely shooting. That's a shoot. I felt like it's. I know some people say they kind of mock. Well, they said this is where the best wrestle, but look at what they're doing. Man, I had so much fucking fun though. Morning. I had so much fun with this match all the way through. I'm trying to find. I have a couple more. I have a couple more other moments, but I didn't think it all the way through when I uploaded them, so I kind of fucking have all these thumbnails. Insane. In fucking insane. How do you see that and then be like, how do you turn your nose at that? Oh, you coward. It was a perfectly performed stunt. Nobody died. If you want to play like, pearl clutcher, it was fine,
He was dumped into a whole batch of ice water right before.
He definitely came out soaked and wet, and I was like, "Is that fucking gasoline?" Like, what? I was scared for
Real
whatever they were thinking. Real gas, Crimea River.
Real fossil fuels. Crimea
Malik
River.
says AEW definitely turned a skeptic into a fan today. I mean, after this, I like I said, after this match, how could you not be? But fuck, I think at one point there was an exploding chair.
There was.
Fucking man pulls out an exploding chair.
I was just like, what was that?
It's like, what happened? Oh man, I loved it. I don't know what else. I don't know like what else.
Oh,
What else do you give 5 stars to?
The crowd singing along with Final Countdown was absolutely everything it was supposed to be. I remember when I heard those first few notes pop up, I was excited because of the Danielson connection, because it's a great song to begin with, and just fighting to Final Countdown in the main event of this show at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. You can't get much more entertaining and just crazy than that. And then on top of that, the crowd singing it, and they didn't get all of the song, but when it was chorus time, they got it, and all the moments shine through where they should have been. And we had that like almost like a extreme World War III style split screen going on, where there's like 4 different screens at one point.
I think Darby waited for the second chorus to hit the final, and then he jumped off the balcony.
Like,
Everyone.
He's like, I always wanted to do this.
Yep.
Understand? Oh yeah, Eric Bischoff is absolutely gonna find a reason to hate this. He ain't got no. It was so dangerous, and there wasn't really a story going into it. Like, you weren't fucking watching, were you? I think I saw Rob Feinstein, of all people on earth, posting on his Facebook about how he was a part of ECW, but that was some things that were just not right about it. I was like, shut the fuck up! Like, you're an actual Chris Hansen.
He's a Chris Hansen target.
Like, shut up. No.
Have a seat right over here.
Anyway, like you said, like we talked about the music moment, it was originally, I think, the Young Bucks music, and then it changed to Darby's music.
No, it was Darby's, and then they went to the Young Bucks. And then that's when Danielson's like, we're going to play the best entrance song in wrestling.
you're going to lose money here, so here you go.
I knew it. As soon as he picked up the mic and was like, hold on, my heart skipped a beat. Like, he's going to do it.
I was 100% convinced at one point Jack Perry was going to take the mic and like, I got a song. And like the real Cult of Personality starts playing.
I needed him to play Crimea River, but we're not going to guess it costs too much.
No.
But yeah, man, fucking incredible. We need more highlight reels. Obviously, the one people are gonna remember forever is Darby Allin being hung upside down. Okada comes in with the perfect product placement. The Reebok pumps. They're out here.
These will work.
These will work. Fucking Darby Pinata.
Yo, when they just like pointed to the heavens, I thought they wanted the barbed wire cage to lower. That's what I thought.
Let's go.
Yeah, I thought they were going to just lock themselves in there so no one can get in, no one can get out. And then I was not expecting them to basically just hog-tie Darby's legs, which having Darby and just a wrestler in general ascend upwards in the arena is a choice, considering Martha Hart was backstage during all this.
I tried not to think about that, honestly.
That was my fear.
It's like, I hope she's not mad. But they've done worse. They did Sting on the rafters. I feel like if she's okay with Sting on the rafters.
Like I said, she'll be fine.
She's okay with Sting on the rafters. She'll be okay with this, I think.
I feel like Sting, who's done that before, is in a situation where he's not getting
she can look
tied
the
by
other
the
way.
legs by wrestlers.
She could just look the other way. go hang out in catering. Don't watch the screen.
I loved this, and I loved that Jack Perry is the one who pinned Bryan Danielson, because I'd like to see that singles match actually.
I feel like they will.
You kind of have to. And I hope Bryan, and I'm glad Bryan survived this year. Last year was
Because he's going all out before his full-time contract is up.
Max's Darby Allin was hit by a bus in New York City a little under a month ago, and now he's setting people on fire, being hung upside down like Jay Briscoe. Age of the Fall, shout out, yeah. And this man is something else. Yeah, they could have hung him like Big Boss Man, because that sounded disgusting. No, did
do you remember anyone ever see the Cage of Death when Zandig was hung by meat hooks like through his back? That's something else I thought they were gonna do.
Oh God, I actually have never watched it, but I've always heard about that. I was like, okay. I feel like once you do hooks, you've gone a little far.
I could 100% see Darby wanting to do the hooks.
I think that's where we need
hooks.
to tell Darby no.
Yeah, if it's like no, like hey, you're lucky. You're luckier. You're in this match despite the broken foot being hit by the bus.
At this point, with Darby bringing out a flamethrower, being willing to get hung upside down, man, anything's possible with this guy. I won't put it past him.
You can shoot my leg with a magnet too. Like no, stop.
Okada hilariously. I thought Okada's whole everything in this match was just hilarious because he's not. He doesn't do these kind of matches. You know what I mean? Like
he's just like, what is happening here?
Like, what are we doing? He's got a thumbtack rainmaker. Like that was fucking excellent. I'm sure somebody else had the idea, but
guys,
because
it wasn't in Big Japan.
But yeah, someone said this was the most violent. But I'm like, I think it's on AEW TV. I think the Hangman and Swerve match was probably the most violent that I've seen. This one was violent, but it was like, I don't know. This is so weird to say, right? This one was violent, but it was fun violent. Like,
yeah, it was like so campy and extra.
This is like watching those final deletion videos and Impact. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Except live.
Yeah.
No pre-tape. We're going crazy.
It's just live. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. This like Matt said, this was fun violent. All right. That other match was more like heated, like I want you to die violent. This was like we want to put on a show.
That was brutality. This was exciting.
This was exciting. This was great. I'm sure people will have some issue with it. And I can't think of any myself. I won't even even if they come up with one and they have a point, like because I can't think of it now because I had so much of a good time with it. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter.
I mean, just imagine what it's like to be in the arena. You got these wrestlers fighting like all around you. You get to sing the final countdown with Bryan freaking Danielson right there. Like,
shout out to my boy Jake, admin Jake. He's at the show, right? He was at the show. He got to see that. There was a dude. There was a dude who got to sing the final countdown right with Bryan in the crowd, and I was like, "You lucky son of a bitch! I hate you for living my life."
It should have been me.
It should have been me. But yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say about this match. It was a cherry on top of what I thought was a great show.
Yeah. And again, like they somehow kept finding ways to top things. I thought Darby jumping at the right part of Final Countdown, that was going to be the moment. And then we light Jack Perry on fire. And I thought that was going to be the moment. And then Darby gets hung upside down. And I thought that was it. Like it got more and more crazy. There was an exploding chair. There was brand deals aplenty. There was Rainmaker Drive. Like, oh, it was so great all around. I love this match.
They did they found a way to top the other Anarchy in the arenas. And I think that's insane to me. Because we literally had Eddie Kingston covered in blood with a gasoline can. And I thought that was like a peak wrestling moment. I don't know how next year we're gonna top that. And then we did with the BCC versus the Elite. And now again, but I don't even know how should we retire the Anarchy in the arena?
How do you top this?
What do you do after this? I don't know.
Yeah, I maybe take a break next year, do a different match.
It is the staple match, but I feel like 1 year you're going to miss because it's like, what else?
Yeah,
There's no
unless
way.
you're gonna actually have a bus and actually hit someone with.
This is
said
just
bus.
such a crazy moment. Can we show this without getting Somebody said, people were saying, literally saying, why would Darby bring out these? Gotta cop those Reeboks. If they don't come with the thumbtacks, don't talk to me. But people were literally saying, like, why would Darby come onto the screen with a flamethrower if you're not going to use it? This is like Drew McIntyre with the sword. And I said, no, you can never use a sword, right?
Yeah, you could actually kill him.
but you have used fire many a time in pro wrestling. Like
Yes.
somebody's getting lit on fire this Sunday if they brought that flamethrower out on TV. And sure enough,
Hey now, just remember, Berserker tried to impale Undertaker with a sword.
that did, but he missed. But it's all right. Drew McIntyre's sword was rubber. His wasn't going to do anything. This is such a great visual, though. Oh, God. Thank you, Jack Perry, for not taking yourself too seriously. That is excellent. Man, but I mean, what else can you say about that main event? I just really want to show this moment here because it's the one we talked about already, too.
Greatest theme song in the history of wrestling.
I'm gonna remember this until I get Alzheimer's. Fuck, I don't even think I can't play more of that song because I literally can't afford it.
And then,
We will get our audio wipes. This video will vanish.
Oh man! If you didn't have a good time though,
knocking on your door.
John, what is cooler, us being able to sing the final countdown of peak Bryan Danielson in 2006 in New York City, or the crowd being able to sing with him tonight? I will get there's two different ways to look at it because they're able to do this like with ultimate form Bryan Danielson at the end of his career. Like they're gonna next year, Double or Nothing, we're gonna have to talk about Bryan like he's gone, like he's home, he's not wrestling. You know, they're gonna be able to live like that. Like I said, that dude got in a big setting, got to stand in front of Danielson and sing with him face to face. But of course, we got to do it in a more intimate environment, and we'll get to be like, we were there first, and we'll get to see, we get to be the people that did it originally. And you know, I think they're equal. I think being able to sing Final Countdown with Bryan Danielson at all in 2024 is crazy because he should be using that thing.
Hear that song again for him.
Okay,
Right?
I have a question regarding Final Countdown. So at this point, I know they paid for like X amount of uses. They've used about what, like 3 now? How many more do they have left?
That's a good point. If imagine Tony Khan was willing to pay $1 million for 10 uses, or 500,000 for 5. I imagine he would pay like 500,000 for 5 and come back to it later on. But they've used it. You said how many times? 3?
I think like 3 times I could think of.
Feels like more. Feels like this might be the.
It was Wrestle Dream, I think.
It was Wrestle. It was Forbidden Door. It was all out, and then I think Wrestle Dream
Did he use it all
against
out?
Zack Sabre Jr. He did. It was random as fuck. He used it against Ricky Starks. I was like, what? Okay,
Sure, why not?
We have 4 uses
Right?
now.
I don't even care. I'm not gonna think. I don't have an issue. You can't have a 5-hour pay-per-view. I would argue that they just did. But I get what you're saying though. Like you can't do it all the time.
Or should are two different things.
For sure. You definitely shouldn't. You shouldn't do this all the time. But I thought tonight I had a fun time.
If it's like a bigger show, sure, but I wouldn't say not every pay-per-view.
For sure.
Because like with this match in particular and so many of the other matches, there's a lot of callbacks to different things throughout AEW history. And because, you know, this is celebrating 5 years of AEW, I think in this instance, it's okay. I mean, I think about like WrestleMania 20, that was about like 5 or 6 hours when that aired on pay-per-view.
This is their anniversary show, so.
It is an anniversary show. That's true. Many men playing with the guns. That was great.
Yes.
That was great. I love that. That
They
actually
wanted
cost
that for their whole
that
life.
must have cost more than Final Countdown because they
For sure.
they were like never again. Like we can never do that
Like
again.
3 times after that.
My greatest exposure to Bryan was in WWE, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't enjoying his AEW work. It'll be a sad day when his full-time career is done. Donnie, Patty. I get that. A lot of people's first exposure to Bryan was WWE, and I'm not knocking you for that. I always say Bryan's WWE work is special because he was given dirt dog shit over and over and over again, and he was like, I'm going to turn this into a meal. And he did every single time, and he bust past every single ceiling. And
he's a pro, so
more than a pro. Like so many pros are like, I just couldn't get past the shackles. And Bryan was like, what shackles?
It's like, okay, if you can make it work, they work with you. So
5-year anniversary.
WrestleMania 30.
5 hours though. Hey, I watched it from the pre-show. I had a 6-hour show. You thought you had it bad. No, but I also...
We're gonna do an hour for every year. Get ready for the 20th.
20.
They're gonna start at 8. They're gonna start at 8 a.m.
Yes,
All
Mac.
day show.
Credit to our boy Mike Cassandra, who sent me that in the inbox a couple minutes ago. Great stuff. But I don't really know. Did you fellas have any closing thoughts about this main event?
Anarchy.
Yeah, look, these type of matches are not my cup of tea. The people that like that type of thing, they're gonna love this no matter what. But you are getting exactly what you expect. You got actual anarchies because you couldn't do a basic hardcore match for these anarchy in the arenas. Maybe Stadium Stampede, sure, you can make it a little cinematic, but with the anarchy in the arena, people involved in it, it's like you'll never see Okada do this again. Probably, maybe
That's
not
true.
even FTR.
That's true.
And it's just.
Oh, okay. I have one last point to bring up. How, when he went to the backstage area over by the drinking cart, how many shots did Dax do?
He was taking advantage.
Yes.
So, speaking of Dax,
he's going to be tweeted about it later.
Speaking of Dax, where did they get this gear from? He was out there and they kept thinking like he looks like Ishii. They kept thinking he's Ishii in the corner. It was the weirdest.
He stole it from him.
It was so weird. I mean, I guess if they keep it, that's cool. But they looked so different. I was like, you guys.
I was like, yeah, go back to your old gear.
2 double shots for Dax.
Good thing Dax stayed away from the flamethrower.
You know, this is missing Cash Wheeler pulling out a gun.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
I would do the road rage. Come on.
Dax Wheeler's gun calling to him like the Green Goblin's mask.
Goes to the referee saying, "What gun? What gun? I don't have it."
You know you want to use me. And this. Anyway, that was the main event. I'll rush through the pre-show real fast so we can get into the main show.
Yeah.
Deonna Purrazzo defeated Thunder Rosa in what was actually a really good match. If it would have gone a couple more minutes, it would have been a great match. But it was on the pre-show, so you know what to do.
It was a fun TV match.
Honestly,
it was a fine TV match. If it was on Dynamite, I would have been like, I can't wait to see the pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
But here's the hoping they make it on the pay-per-view.
Right.
The Acclaim defeated the Cage of Agony.
Yes.
which is the name.
That's a name.
That is unfortunately their new name.
And
unfortunately, they still don't care about him.
The fucking commentary was like arguing over it because Tony Schiavone was like, I thought they were the Gates of Agony. And Excalibur's like, no, they're the Gates of Agony when they're a tag team, but they're Cage of Agony when Brian Cage is teaming with them. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
What's the difference?
That did happen. There was a chick that handed Owens a piece of paper, and then she just threw it on. He just threw it on the ground, and she kind of went halfway viral for looking, sour when he tried to give her the scissors. I guess Max says she's been on Twitter. If you could send me some links, I hadn't seen her. I just saw her in the screenshot.
Hey, girl, capitalize on your fame while you can.
It was I was talking to my friend about this, and I was like, the security went to the girls like they're gonna make her happy in the show. You're gonna have a good time, damn it. Screw that face, and they pulled it to the back. Go be a fan.
Fix yourself right now. I don't want to hear this shit.
They pulled the bullet right. Go be a fan, damn it.
So the match was pretty much a nothing match. I don't really have anything to say about it. And
it was a competitive squash. You knew it was going to win.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does it feel like Caster's just kind of been phoning it in lately with both like the rap and the wrestling?
I haven't been a
Little
fan of
bit.
rap lately. This is more about like I don't know what's going on. It's just like,
I've been more focused on the fact that like Billy Gunn still looks and wrestles amazing for a 60-year-old man.
Yes.
Now that's a man taking advantage of the advancements of sports medicine.
This match is the second time this weekend, by the way, where an outside random ass entity gets involved in the finish of a match. At least this was on the pre-show.
and not your main event.
Not your fucking event. Who is that? I have no clue. Anyway, the main show started.
Yep.
We got our boy Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong opening, and I thought, well, that's fucking great because that's gonna set an insane pace. And I wonder
good luck following that one.
Which poor soul is gonna follow this? But they did. They followed it in a very interesting way that we'll talk about in a second. Will Ospreay goes out there with Roddy, and I had a fun time with this match. What did you guys think, Matt? What did you think of this opening match?
Definitely a solid match. I think pay-per-view wise, I still prefer the Takeshita match or Danielson, but this was definitely entertaining. I did have a issue with Ospreay shoving the ref and not getting a DQ. I was like, come on, you're shoving the official. Like, if you didn't want to have Ospreay win the belt, that would be like the perfect out without getting pinned.
The refs tonight were very lenient.
They're like, I'll allow it.
I think I'll allow everything. I wish the commentary would have said something like, the elite have given the referees orders that they have
like
to. They better not, some heel shit.
Because there was a couple of times that has happened. Like, it should have been a DQ, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, someone say something. That's what I was like, ugh. But I don't know, though. This was a fun opening match. I was curious about
really
how
fun.
they were going to do it.
Yeah, this was a match
What
where
did you
I think it was the strongest way to open the show. And because I was thinking like maybe Orange and Trent were going to be opening it, but then when I heard Ospreay's theme song, that's when it sunk in. I'm just like, okay, this is definitely the right choice.
Yeah.
Oof. The next spot, though.
I thought they picked it up. I thought they started off a little slower than I would have expected out of them. But they had the really intense opening, and then they slowed down a little bit, and then they got back into it. And towards the end of the match, they got a little more aggressive, and it picked up, and it fucking really, really picked up, and I had fun with it. Ospreay winning the title again. I'm never gonna not say this until I understand where they're going, because I am so weird about Ospreay coming in and having so much presence and aura and charisma as a top guy, and then he goes after the second or third tier title. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
That's what I
praying.
It would have been perfect.
I'm praying that they're going to unify this belt with the world championship, and that's what we're headed towards. Like, because we don't even need it. Like, we don't even need it.
Because you have
it's not even like it's such an incredible design that I would hate to miss it.
You had the Undisputeds in there and
Continental
Championship title.
So,
like, because you've got all of those variables going into this, this is why the match was cursed when that moment where I thought Ospreay broke his neck.
That's what I was thinking of. Fucking Will Ospreay almost died. Oh man, I can't even.
I don't care for Taven.
I don't even know if I should. Should I play it? I don't know if AEW is gonna get mad. They don't like
it's okay. They're in the media scrum, so
they're in the scrum. Ospreay wins the Owen Hart Classic. Says Matt. He said the winner would face the champion at Wembley Stadium.
I
imagine
how very kidding the ring is. I'm kidding.
I imagine that. Well, I mean, that was definitely gonna be. That was always gonna be a comparison. I was like, damn,
I know, but
he beat you by a day, Tony.
Yeah, what to do this time, because the last two Owen Harts, like, they won them, sure, but they didn't go anywhere.
I would say the person who got the most out of a Owen Hart Cup win in its
Willow.
existence so far is Willow. Willow
Yep.
took that and rode that shit right all the way up to tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ricky
So-
did have a moment with Jushin Thunder Liger.
but that was a waste of Liger. That was a waste of Liger, though, man.
I forgot that happened.
Just go out there 5 seconds, take the trophy, and think, well, I'm going back to Japan in this outfit. Let's go.
Like we had
He's
Jushin
like-
Liger here. We could have done something with that.
You got paid
That was so
$40,000
disrespectful.
probably just for that. That's just how 5 seconds.
So disrespectful. Like whose idea was
Like
this?
I was there live for Liger's final match, and it's like, come on.
Oh, lucky shit.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, I cried, man. When he came out of his final entrance to the Tokyo Dome.
That's incredible. I've only
Oh,
got
yeah.
to see 2 Jushin Liger matches. One with Adam Cole and one with Tyler Breeze.
That's right. They did that.
That happened. But yes,
Slay
getting back to
Liger's
the
WWE return
AEW show,
match after like 30 years.
Yeah.
Osprey with double titles at the end of Wembley is probably a really good visual.
Yeah,
It's
cool
what I
shot.
would go with.
If he's in there, yeah.
And is it if he's gonna be in the main event? But if not, I'm also like, well, what are we doing? I mean, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I love Swerve, and I'm not trying to be like, okay, Swerve is champion, I'll move on. Actually, I think that this is a way to develop him further. To have him and Osprey be, have Osprey be the top face, have Swerve be the top heel. But
So he's gonna bring
and
his house.
and he has to break into his house and kidnap his wife. His wife takes bumps. Like he can
Yeah,
beat his
yeah.
wife on self.
Let the wife take
That's
a bump.
vile.
Fred
You think he get-
and the stepson.
You think you get kicked off of TV for like doing an angle like that? You go to his house and beat his wife? Like they can't even do that on like
They're
Law and
just
Order. You can't go to
lost
somebody's house
their
and
deal.
beat the wife.
He can maybe push
Uh,
it, shove her to the side, and then go threaten the stepson. I don't know.
She goes out the window.
Yeah.
Oh no.
AEW live on
I've
YouTube.
taken it too far.
I can't believe
AEW
AEW is
Don't
on
trip
live leak
again.
now.
Again.
The live leak watermarks on the corner.
Man, that Honor Club app is really useful now, isn't it? No. That's where we
Oh.
live now.
Getting back to the match though, like that moment at the very start too, where like Taven and Bennett got thrown over the timekeepers area, and Osprey just did that thing where he's so smooth and swift with it, like butter. Like the way he just jumped over there, like it was.
Oh, that's right.
nothing.
That's right. They have like a little table back there too. I laugh because it looks like they're like hiding it from the wrestlers. Like, we don't want you to see our fucking table. You always break all the tables. Fuck you guys.
This is all
But,
right. Stop it.
TNT doesn't have NBA anymore. AEW can do without Wilt. Swerve
do
Strickland
about it,
breaking into Osprey's house, beating his wife,
Yeah.
spit on the baby, and leave.
Fuck you, kids.
Tell your father I said hello.
Here's a shirt. Here's my T-shirt. Let's wear it.
Yeah, so I imagine Osprey's next thing will be that he's in the tournament, and then they'll get over to Wembley, do their Wembley thing. That's what I would like, anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys have any other thoughts about this opening match?
Fucking no, solid opener. So
Yeah.
hopefully
was-
we can get a serious Roddy again.
That's true. I'm wondering
'Cause
what we're doing with Roddy.
all I see is him screaming at him. It's just like that image will leave my head for a while for Roddy.
We did talk about the Owen Cup right now with Will Ospreay, but we follow this segment with and I hate to point out or nitpick anything, but I was like, why is Adam Cole even out here? Like,
Yeah, I was like, what do you even do?
why?
did
But
you
why
not
would
help
he?
your boy out?
If he would have been out there with Roderick Strong, and then he's like, Roderick's getting carted away, and he grabs the mic, and he's like, fuck, fuck.
Or he costs Will the win.
Or something. But I mean, like not changing the finish and imagining that everything goes the way it does. Adam Cole could have really been out there and for just 20 more minutes. But I guess you don't want to expose him. I don't fucking know. He could have sat in a chair. He didn't have to stand up on his broken ankle. He could have sat out there for 20 minutes. It's a little continuity thing that shouldn't matter, but it really matters to me because I'm like, why did he come out then? Like, why did you come out here?
Will would not have expected Adam Cole to be coming out there to do anything. So
I guess they're trying to avoid the question of why Adam Cole would have gotten involved when all the other guys did. But it's still like, come on. It's probably less of a plot hole, him sitting there, than it is him coming out after. But
because that's a big thing that bothered me is he came out after when he could have maintained this title for the whole group, because that was the whole point of the group to begin with, all of them getting titles.
I did want to mention
that ship sailed.
I did want to mention before we get really deep into that next segment that this is slow, and I don't know where it's going. I am interested in it. This whole Will Ospreay Tiger Driver thing, but on Bryan's side, he doesn't even care anymore. So I'm like, why does Ospreay care so much? I guess he's scared. I get the PTSD thing of it. Shouldn't have used it in the first place.
He's like, you want to win? You actually want to win belts?
Callis doing the same thing to two people tonight, though, is probably the bigger story than the actual Tiger Driver of it all. He basically is a bad coach. Don Callis is a very bad coach. He keeps calling bad plays.
Well, the way I see it, too, is Ospreay wins by not listening to Don, whereas later on, when someone does listen to Don, they lose.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. God damn it. Takeshita separating from Callis is probably the move right now, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there.
The Adam Cole thing, he's out there. He's saying, fuck you, Las Vegas. I'm not even sure why he was saying that. Like, what was he saying? What was he angry about?
Nothing.
Yeah, he just had to be out there.
He had no reason to be out there, especially when his boy just got beat up.
He said something like, Las Vegas, I just had to come out here to tell
Why?
you.
You didn't have to come out here. Nobody wanted you out here.
He insulted his favorite Halo game.
Yeah.
He comes out there, he basically shits on fucking Las Vegas, and then the lights go out. And everybody knows. Everybody in the building knows. Everybody at home knows. But it's still like, yeah,
let's go.
Yep.
Oh fuck! It's a person who actually knows how to play politics and wrestling. not a fucking dummy. No, MJF lights go out. A cool video plays. I imagine that's his actual house, and he's got like trophies from his entire career. Punk, Bryan, Joe. He's got pictures hanging all over his house. He fucking puts the ring on.
All over.
Puts his costume on. He picks up the picture. Bro Chacho. And he comes out Triple H vest and all MJF.
2002.
I was like, you motherfucker. He comes out, he gives Adam Cole a kick in the nuts, and I swear if I had the book, that would have been the feud. That would be the end of the feud. That is the end.
Got it.
I was like, yeah, all right, no more. Like, no.
I would have literally ended it right there. Like, bye, I got my revenge. That's
me. He literally got his revenge.
Adam Cole definitely isn't clear. Like, that much is obvious. He had a poster of him giving the 10 lashes to Cody Rhodes on the wall that had nothing else on it. Strange.
Yeah.
The Cody thing is a big deal for him. It was the first trophy in AEW, and now
that was his first major feud.
And now look at what Cody's doing. And so MJF is always attached to that guy.
True.
It's very cool. Napoleon Complex kicked in. Adam Cole, that's why he came out. He was like, you know what? I was in the back and fucking Wardlow walks by me. And I'm like, this doesn't stand. This can't stand. I can't stand.
And they're like, who's that middle schooler coming down the ring? Oh, shit, it's Adam Cole.
But,
Swoggles here.
So Adam, listen, in a way, the reason I said that I would end this feud like that is because it kind of felt like they never have to see each other again. He kicks Adam Cole in the nuts.
I was hoping they wouldn't. Like, they don't just forget it happened. MJF does his own thing, moves on.
Medical takes Adam Cole away like he's dead. The nut kick, the nuts are in his stomach now, and they need to go dig them out in surgery. And MJF cuts his promo with the devil mask about how
that ruined his career, basically.
This is some bullshit. Who booked this shit? No, you did. No, you did. He comes out, and I thought, listen, for what it's worth, for what this promo was meant to do, for like him coming out here and burying like a bad, what's considered a less than optimal era in his career, and saying like this is bullshit, it's dead, it's done, it's over with, I'm back, I am who you wanted me to be. I had fun. I really enjoyed that shit. He hit the line, unlike those guys in the back.
That was fire. That was
I
heat.
don't need a New Japan or a Vince McMahon to make MJF, because MJF made MJF. And I was like, fuck. He torched like 70% of you.
Man's had like 5 or 6 months to get this ready to go, and I love that.
he wrote that one down months ago. He's been waiting to
he
unleash
was ready
it.
to, oh, I'm gonna fire this once I come back. And
He
it's
had
like,
his
this is
signature.
God. Don't care saying it. I'm saying it.
I thought that this promo did a really good job to stick MJF back in the hierarchy, because it's a whole new roster, man. Like from
That's
when
true.
he left to when he came back, it's a whole different fucking environment.
It's a whole different company almost.
All that shit he was doing in 2023 as champion, it would not stand up against just Will Ospreay coming out and being Will Ospreay like, "Hey, bruv, I'm gonna fucking die tonight," and everyone's like, "Yeah!"
I am the feeling, bruv.
You know?
Grinded.
MJF using Wolf of Wrestling before Chris Jericho could grab it.
Jericho's doing a copyright as we speak.
He got his tattoo. Listen, man, I really appreciate the sentiment here. I thought it was
Look,
cool. I don't have a problem.
If he really believed in the company, that tattoo should have been on his neck.
Well, there's that.
On the neck.
Right on his neck.
There's that, but I feel like he's got enough money and not influence, but like, I guess you live in New York, bro. I know you live on Long Island, but you got enough money and you live in New York. You can fucking take the train to New York City and you can get some of the most incredible tattoos on earth, right?
Yeah.
And he got this tattoo in somebody's bedroom. Fucking God. Like,
Yeah, it's
he
just
put this,
imagine if he actually does leave. It's like, ah, shit.
he's just, I mean, he put the tattoo where, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you'll never see it because the boots cover the whole
Oh
thing.
yeah, exactly. So,
But
like that's the only time you're gonna see it. Yeah.
my only issue is the quality. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
MJF,
No,
like,
no,
motherfucker, you got
Yeah.
so much money. How did you end up with it? But you know what? It's got charm. I like it.
So here's what I will say is perhaps he just recently got it and that's why it's all bad right now. Hopefully that's the reason.
But look at the AEW. I don't know.
No, because like sometimes when you get a new tattoo, it gets all like bulbous and it kind of messes
No,
up.
I mean, mine came out exactly as it is. So
I haven't got a tattoo yet, but that's because I keep spending my money on other things. Like, it's, like that's the only reason. Like, if I had even more money, if I had more money, then I would have tattoos.
I want John to just have like pure sleeves, and it's just going to be based on everything that we watched tonight.
You can actually make a sleeve.
You're gonna have Jack Perry on fire on your back.
If I had my
Darby
choice, like if I had like if a tattoo artist was like, hey, somebody prepaid your tattoo, you can get whatever the fuck you want. I would do the Bam Bam Bigelow. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, bro.
That's gonna be like a major headache though.
For months. What did you do? But I look fucking good, don't I? Oh man. But yeah, man, MJF is back. He claims to be his old self. He tweeted, "Y'all were gagging on it with a smile on your face for 5 years straight. Then you pretended you didn't like the taste. If I were you, I'd grab some chapstick because I'm about to take over the game you love again."
Yeah. Now this is to see how he'll adapt with these new people in the ring. Like, where will he place? Obviously he's gonna be like a baby face, but still a dick.
That's the way it should be.
Arrogant babyface. So,
Yeah.
but
That's the way it should be.
He came in and left on the heel side.
He did leave through the heel tunnel, didn't he?
He did.
You're right. Shit.
But, stay away from Undisputed Kingdom, and you'll be good.
Oh wow, there's a rumor Adam Copeland is hurt.
He'll be fine.
It's probably the knees. Like I can only imagine. But
Would have been better to just scratch up your tummy.
We'll get to that. Wardlow tweeted about MJF. He wants to be 6'3", 270 so bad, and he's calling himself the Wolf. Why is everybody misunderstanding this Wolf thing? The T-shirt even misunderstood the Wolf thing. The T-shirt says Wolf of Pro Wrestling, and it's spelled like a wolf, like a dog.
Yeah, look, Wardlow, you have no momentum ever, so stop talking.
But no, nobody's heard of fucking Jordan Wolf. Like, is really going over everybody's fucking head? Like, nobody's seen the Wolf of Wall Street. It's an incredible movie. If anything, you should see it because Margot Robbie gets naked in it. But
no, you gotta watch it for the cerebral palsy face. That was.
I'm just saying.
If you're not into long pay-per-views, probably not gonna like long movies.
I guess. 5-hour pay-per-view. If you can watch a 5-hour pay-per-view, you can watch a 2.5-hour Tarantino movie. Fuck. Oh no, this is not Tarantino. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Scorsese.
Yeah. I'm about to get jumped by like 16 of my cinephile friends. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry. You know I know better.
That moment too where MJF did that same pose where he revisited when he called Tony Khan a mark to be let go. He's wearing like a different he was wearing like red when that happened, and now the situation's different, and now he's like supportive of being back, and he's in blue.
He got the AEW tattoo. He talked about being all in on AEW.
Yeah.
I'm kind of starting to wonder if he's about to be on Team AEW. That seemed like the vibes I got. Like if you want to reinsert him into something, you would reinsert him into the biggest program in the company if you could, right? And that program happens to have multiple slots available. So like you can put MJF right up in that shit.
Get him against Jack Perry now. So
Darby is probably not somebody who can do blood and guts right now.
No.
After
he should.
Make sure to tell him that.
Yeah, he will just have no blood in his body when this is over.
He's going to be fully exsanguinated.
He'll have himself drained as he's making his way to the ring.
I still want them to insert Hangman. Like, I'm very, very like, where's Hangman?
Yeah,
John, that was a reference.
Of all people, he should have.
If he would have been, like, if he would have returned tonight and he would have hung Darby Allin. Come on, dude.
It's like, yeah, because fuck you guys. A man broke into my home and you cheer for him. You.
Well, then maybe we couldn't. Then maybe we couldn't have him hang Darby because then he got to cut the promo saying, "I wanted it to be you, Swerve," and it's like, no, Hangman, no.
Well, no. He could do it before. So.
The one time Cody Rhodes is allowed back.
I'm glad, Mac. I'm glad it was only dumb jock wrestlers that don't watch movies. Well, if they watched more movies, they would have more fucking they would have culture. More culture, more content for their characters. If they watched Rocky 3, they would be more agreeable to certain ideas. Like, you know? But yeah. I guess the press conference is going on right now, and Tony Khan kind of implied that if they ever did do a full-on AEW versus New Japan card in Japan, it would be a Wrestle Kingdom. And I was like, well, that actually makes sense. Because I was actually wondering, like, if AEW ever in Japan, like, how would you do that with New Japan? Like, you run Budokan? Like, I'd run Budokan. That's just me. Like, but then it's only 2,500 people, so it's not worth all the traveling and paying people to go over and whatever.
Yeah, it would have to be a sumo hall. So.
Yeah. I'm running Budokan for Collision or something. We gotta run just one fucking show.
The visual would be great.
Anyway, what did WWE run when they went over there with Finn Balor? And that Beast of the East.
Beast in the East, yeah. Where were they? Hold on. Let me see.
I feel like it was a good building.
Yeah, I will find out.
They apparently have Hiroshi Tanahashi in the press conference, but he doesn't fucking speak English.
Yeah.
Why are we doing
Goku Gikan.
Okay. I don't know this arena.
It's in Tokyo.
That makes sense.
Seats like 8,500 people or so.
Oh, that's actually a really big building. Shit. Hey, why does Tokyo have so many fucking arenas? Goddamn.
Look,
They
everyone.
do, they're everywhere. Fuck. They got like a chocolate factory arena too, man. So
Hangman is going to come back so fucking unhinged. I'm seated for it. Mac, I agree with you. Hangman is going to come back unhinged, and that's actually the way I wanted it to be. In a different world, it'd be a really interesting story. Like
Hangman.
somebody would take that a little too far. A couple of 10 years ago. If it was 10 years ago and we didn't have the cultural restraint that we're trying to have now, then somebody would have taken that a little too far.
oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man. After that, we had the AEW Unified Trios Championships.
Trio.
Bullet Club Gold defeated Death Triangle. They actually were cooking towards they were cooking.
I am glad they're no longer called Bullet Club Gold. I'm glad it's just Bang Bang Gang.
Bang Bang Gang. They
Bang
calling them
Bang
Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah, that's their official name now, so I'm okay with that.
But I mean, even in canon, Jay White had stolen the Bullet Club name. So I was like, that should probably be addressed at some point. But
Yeah, they never discuss it. Just oh sure. Even though I see David Finlay kick you out, but sure, why not?
and I'm pretty sure like someone said at a press conference or something like it's a stolen name. Like I fairly certain it was said somewhere. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had that piece of information in my brain.
Yeah, hell, Bay and Austin didn't call themselves Bullet Club. They just called themselves ABC, but
Actually, in
ABC.
this instance, you guys remember Phoenix slipping during the entrance?
Oh, that's right. He had his Ultimo Dragon moment.
yep.
WrestleMania
But
20.
it's Phoenix. He slips or overshoots is normal.
He did save it that one.
Yeah.
Notice too, we had Lucha Brothers, Abrahantes, and Pac all were able to wear the same outfit for once.
Yep.
They did. They all
Those
were.
rare times.
They finally figured it out. Juice Robinson makes his return at the end of the match. Basically knocks Pac off the top of the turnbuckle, allowing Jay White to hit his Blade Runner. And then we have Colten, because he's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Crazy as he's always been.
Heart of Collision is back. Juice. That's right.
You can't make me go to sleep. I'm not tired.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this picture out and I fucking can't. There we go. It's Juice. He comes out there. The Bang Bang Gang celebrates, and we all we have a good time. It was a fun match. I didn't really have too many notes about it because it just went.
Yeah,
and then
it was a standard 6-man tag match. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad either. Just it did its purpose, and the right team won.
It's the standard that you would get when you have this many competent wrestlers in a ring. Like,
Yep.
you know, and that being said, I'm always gonna say it. These fucking the ass boys. If there's anybody
Excuse me, gunmen.
The gunmen. Excuse me. If there's anybody who's benefited from this more than anything, it's them. Like they have a consistent spot. They don't they don't fail to bring what they're supposed to bring in their position. They're competent in what they're supposed to do. And now that they have Juice back in the mix, I feel like we're gonna get cooking with the Bullet Club or Gang Bang Bang Gang. I don't feel like we should ever call them that seriously, but we should change that name. If we're not gonna use Bullet Club Gold anymore, then we should find something else. The Bang Bang Gang is cool when it's a nickname. The Bullet Club, the Bang Bang Gang.
It's a boy band. It's in Vegas.
It's a boy band. It's a special type of
Vegas.
X-rated film.
Yeah.
They're on after the Blue Man Group.
Banging, banging. I don't have a fucking
The gang
clue.
bang bang.
What is happening?
Yes.
Followed that up with the Women's World Championship. Toni Storm defeated Serena Deeb in what I thought was a great match. One of my problems with Toni Storm when she first became timeless was that she kind of lost the balance. Like she went.
Yeah,
so
she didn't know how to
far.
wrestle as his character.
Yeah, and it took her a while to get it, but I feel like, and I first noticed around the Azumi match, and maybe it might have been before that, but that was the first match where I was like, "Yo, we are back! Like Toni Storm is fucking going again."
Oh, she got it.
She's got it, and it's there. Again with Serena Deeb, they go out there and they have a fucking great match. the big story moments were at the end where Toni Storm was in the same leg lock that Mariah May was in when Tony threw the towel on her. And Mariah May was so excited to throw that towel. She was like, yes, I'm going to fucking throw that shit right now.
No hesitation.
Luther says, no, you're not.
Luther's like, what are you doing? And of course, he ends up getting found with the towel in his hand. And she takes it and throws it out into the crowd. And these dudes come up like sharks. Like, take that shit. I was like, understandable. I understand. They would have had footage of like, he comes
got that dog in, yes.
Thank you, Tony. but no, man. Toni Storm ends up hitting a fucking avalanche. Storm Zero. Do I have footage of that shit? Holy
He's got a bit
fuck.
Norma Desmond. Sunset.
Bonkers.
Terrifying on someone that was dealing with seizure problems.
Yeah.
Yo. She said that she was gonna make her seizures be a walk in the park compared to what she did to her. And then she pile drives her off the second rope. Oh,
That
shit.
is the most pro wrestling
And
thing I've ever heard.
The only thing I didn't like about that is that she didn't hit her right then and there. Like, you hit her, she's done. She's done.
She did it again.
Like, I'm gonna do it again just in case.
Just in case, because you
I'm like,
never
no,
know.
no, she's out. Like,
She
she's
just
dead.
keeps
She's dead.
shooting
She's dead,
the
Tony.
dead bodies. Like,
She's dead,
still
Tony.
shooting.
Listen, it works for the character too. I've been replaying LA Noire. The Starlet wanting to kill the competition. Sounds about right.
What's the movie Zombieland? You're always supposed to shoot twice or shoot in the head or something?
Double tap.
Double tap.
But you did it from the top, bro. So, like, what's...
Donnie says, I hate making comparisons between guys of the past and today's talent, but just reminds me of pre-WWF, ICW, Randy Savage, just a bit more unhinged and unfiltered. You know what? That's not the comparison.
I
Not
can
as
see it,
blasphemous
but
as
he
you
doesn't
might
have
think.
that. He doesn't have that Randy Savage charisma. I got to see him come up with the cup of
That's the
coffee or the cream.
That's the thing that Randy was able to channel that insane, unhinged energy into like a character main event that can carry something. I don't know that Juice can carry a story yet. Like that's.
Oh no.
I don't know that you can carry a story with this Juice Robinson character, but then I literally don't know. I don't know if that's a bad or a good thing. I just don't know. I've never seen them try.
Listen, Juice got to have risen some way. He's got Toni Storm.
He's got Toni Storm.
Yep.
I
I'm
try.
not tired, Tony.
We are not objectifying women here. I just think Toni Storm is very pretty. Yeah, so Juice is back. What are we fucking talking about? What match was
Talking
this?
about
Oh,
Tony.
yes. That's right.
It's Tony time.
Tony time.
Tony time.
Yeah, Tony retains the title, and Mac says he sees Mariah winning the All-In Classic and facing Tony at All-In. It's if that's the case, if that's the case, then that confirms that we don't have Jamie Hayter back no time soon, and that's really sad. That hurts.
I think this should be Jamie Hayter.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Rest
That's
in
the
peace, Jamie
thing.
Hayter.
That's always, to me, that's always been plan A, right? If we can get Jamie Hayter back in time for Wembley, they would do Hayter versus Toni Storm because the story is there. And because Jamie Hayter is like one of the more popular, organically grown women on their roster. So if they're going to do Mariah, which I always thought, all right, they've immediately given themselves a plan B. When Mariah joined Toni Storm's program and they were originally having animosity because she was trying to get her to watch the match, and she was like, I'm busy. Like, I don't have time to do this. I was like, oh, this is the plan B. Mariah's from the UK. They're doing this so early on that it can actually just be like 8 months worth of build, and it will still feel like a Wembley-worthy match. Even though Jamie Hayter's like, she got that pre-built in Wembley-worthy aura.
Right.
But that's good booking. I can't blame them on that. It sucks though, because I prefer Jamie Hayter as well. I think most of us do.
Yeah.
I think the issue too is like usually AEW kind of struggles when they have to backpedal and go a different direction, but in this instance, it feels like something actually worked out in that regard.
They had so much time. It's like
That's
give the
it,
guy
yeah.
some time to breathe, and if you can look out and see and we've never known the real nature of Jamie Hayter's injury besides the fact that it was major, and besides the fact that it was going to keep her out for a significant amount of time. It's such a scary thing as a fan because I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is she retired? Just break it to me.
Rip the band-aid off, please.
Yeah,
Please.
let's do it.
Please. What's up, bro? I can't read J True Pro. J True
Yeah.
Pro.
Churro.
It's a good name.
Churro.
Churros. I'm gonna call you J Chudo. I like churros.
Yes.
Honeycomb monster looking ass juice.
Yeah.
Donnie agrees. Mariah winning the Owen Cup again. It's the move to make. After that, we had Orange Cassidy defeating Trent Beretta.
With the song.
Oh fuck! First of all, Orange Cassidy coming out to "Where's My Mind" again. Hello. I didn't think we'd ever see it again. Because it was like the replacement for Jane. Like they couldn't get Jane and then they could get Jane. And then when they got Jane, they had it. And I was like, okay, well, there goes the better song. But
which worked too with this rivalry, because again, remember that song was in Fight Club, and I took this as Fight Club Orange.
It is a good indicator of a shift in his character. And it's probably, hatred is probably the logical next step for a guy like Orange Cassidy, as he's shown his character has already shown a tendency to get aggressive if he has to, and that as a person who's gone to therapy, that means that he's got the capability of losing control sometimes. Because that's the way he's been played as a character. Like he's cool, and then that means he's got something suppressed in there. He's got something he's got to deal with.
So he's fucking Gohan,
right? Again, one of the things about Orange Cassidy that I've always enjoyed is that he's been a character in pro wrestling that somehow had a straight line of character development. Like you don't always that doesn't happen in pro wrestling. You get stories, and the stories have arcs, and the arcs are good. And then if you look back at a guy, you can go, "Wow, he's come so far. He looks so different now. He's long hair, he's a beard, and he's a better wrestler." Like whatever the case may be. Yeah. But Orange Cassidy had an arc where he's like literally a non-wrestler who thought he was too cool to wrestle, and then got pushed to wrestle, and then figured out, oh, this is actually pretty cool, and then actually
he gets a belt. And
yearned for it.
I don't care about the belts. Like. And he loses, like, shit, I actually cared about that. I need it back.
Yeah. And so the idea that, he could lose a best friend and then go nuts and snap. And he was out here, he not only wearing a different color, which is, the indicator in the story, but you got to follow that.
A darker blue than usual.
It was a darker blue denim. It was. But in the match, he was like enjoying giving Trent physical harm. Like he was hyped. Like, this is what I came to do. Again, that's the kind of nuance you get when a guy's been wrestling for fucking 20 years or something. How long has he been in the ring?
A long I know him as Fire Ant, and apart from that, I wasn't really super familiar with his career and whatnot. I just remember this guy who all of a sudden strolled into the ring at the first Double or Nothing during the Battle Royal. And I'm just like, oh, this is one of those joke characters. This isn't going to last the test of time.
Oh,
and
shit.
I was
he in there?
So wrong. Yeah.
Fuck. Holy shit. I got to go back and watch that. I remember, I always only remember that he came at All In or All Out. And then he joins Best Friends, and they go on forever. I fucking forgot he has a pre-Best Friends AEW appearance.
He was in the Battle Royal, and he took such a long time that they called him, he's the 22nd man in the 21-man Battle Royal. Even though he wasn't. He was a part of one of the groups that came.
That's fucking great. About this match in particular, one thing that I enjoyed about this was that when Trent said to Orange Cassidy, I forgot on what show, he said, "I want you in a straight up wrestling match." I was like, well, that's interesting because you guys just had one. You just had one. What are you saying?
And you lost. And you lose again.
But they did a great job making this feel heated, like a grudge match, even without a stip. It felt like they hated each other. It felt like they were out there trying to hurt each other. And that's what I want out of matches where people are supposed to hate each other. So good job. Great job here. Orange Cassidy basically stole a win, even though I feel weird saying he stole a win because that's a maneuver. Like a roll-up is a maneuver. That was a very technical move. I turned this submission into a pinfall, and now you've been pinned. You fucking suck.
They even said that.
Right? But people, I guess, have been conditioned to see roll-ups as a stolen victory, and that's kind of the way it is. I don't know where it comes from. I imagine there's a blame for it, but I don't really want to put too much thought into it. Mag says a year before AEW came around, Orange Cassidy faced David Sharp Beyond Wrestling. It's one of my favorite matches ever. He took an absolute fucking beating and pulled it out of his ass. Wow. That's something I didn't imagine myself saying at this time. But
but then again, it's also David Starr, so we will ignore him.
we unfortunately have to. That's life, people.
Yeah.
So yeah, Trent kind of implies that he's quitting, which I got the vibe.
The man is like good. Go.
I mean, I really don't know what are they following that up with? Like, what is that?
Rocky Romero came out at the end too.
That's right. Rocky did come out. He got shoved to the side, and Renee's like, "Trent, you lost. Tell me about it." He's like, "I don't want to talk about this."
How does it feel being the loser of the match?
Ow!
And then he doesn't even go through the backstage. He goes through the crowd.
I'm out of here. I'm ashamed, and I think I stole chicken out of someone's bag.
I'm going to my mom's van.
Is it bad? I thought he was going through the crowd so he could run back and attack Orange.
I thought he was based on how he was acting, but I guess this chapter is over because our Don Callis took Orange Cassidy away, and then later on in the night he revealed that he's going to be offering a Don Callis family contract this Wednesday. And I imagine it's going to be Orange Cassidy because the only person he's been scouting on TV. But I guess that would be funny if someone else did appear out of nowhere.
Rocky Romero.
It's Trent.
Yeah.
Renee runs up.
Why? You already got a job guy. You don't need another one.
This was much more interesting when I thought it was going to be Orange Cassidy. Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, Renee runs up and is like, "Hey, Trent, remember Caitlin Croft and the Dude Busters? Your thoughts?" Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
We follow that up with the FTW Rules match. The FTW Rules for the World title match. Chris Jericho defeated Hook and Shibata.
Ooh, just remember too, Jericho came through the face tunnel like the other two.
Because he's deranged. I actually
also being accompanied by Big Bill, who was not there. I was like, yeah, where is he?
He is the learning tree. He's in the graphic. He's the back guy.
No, like, oh shit, he got John Cena as his manager? Fuck, I can't see.
He got planted into the ground.
Yes.
Jericho, again, for me, I've enjoyed this stuff more than I've enjoyed the things that Jericho has been doing prior to this. If only because it's so self-aware and I'm big on meta. He's aware of the way people feel about him, and he's crafted a character that doesn't care, because I imagine in real life that's probably how he feels about it, but he wishes he could just no sell it. And now he's got a character that just acts like he doesn't hear it and twists it on them. Please retire. I'm not ready yet.
Which is such a Jericho thing to do.
He just needs to come out of NDAs.
He has to come out and make someone sign an NDA.
Every match he's in. Just
he can't talk about.
Don't tell him I beat you. Don't tell Dave Meltzer the star ratings.
We can't talk about what happened in the ring. God damn it.
Yeah.
No, they come out there and they have an FTW Rules match that at certain points was scary. Fucking Bryan, I should have the video here. I was like, what the fuck? Big Bill almost died. Yo, he almost got impaled, son.
He was like an inch away from
like
hardcore Holly.
If that didn't impale him, that was going to probably break his spine or a couple ribs.
Scary stuff. But overall, I mean, they did what was advertised. It was an FTW Rule match. Jericho brings out fucking dice. And then this maniac gets dumped right on his fucking neck on the dice. Jesus Christ. I can't hate Chris Jericho. I can never hate Chris Jericho. He's a fucking maniac. He's like 50 years old. What are we even doing?
I'm just saying,
dice.
As a D&D player, he should have used 1d4 dice.
Oh yeah, no, those hurt. Those hurt.
Oh yeah.
That's actually funny. This is when the party gets mad at the DM.
This is my favorite spot. This is my favorite spot of the match. Like, you know what? Just throw dice at him. Just fuck off. Boo,
That's
get out of
actually
here.
Shibata with the Superman throw. Like,
Look
what
at
is he?
how hard those guys are throwing those things too. You know that's gotta hurt.
unnecessary. Look at Shibata. Why? Why?
He does what he
Why?
The family when Monopoly gets out of hand.
Unnecessary.
He
It's
had a
supposed to
couple.
be autistic.
They are throwing that as hard as they possibly can.
It was what it was. Brian Keefe comes out at the end, and I know a lot of people were really mad that he's involved in this. And I'm like, you know what he was doing before this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Jobbing.
Guys gonna do nothing with Jericho.
I highly doubt that.
I
No,
it
like
might last a little while. But
he's
What kind of tree will he be?
Donnie Patty says I'm gonna try to get Brian Keefe potentially being in the learning tree chance. He's a really good wrestler. I hate seeing him constantly
Yeah.
lose almost all the time. Wow,
Fortunately, people have to lose.
people, that's the thing, right? And then when you just come in at the bottom of the poll, no matter how much you like him, it's like you just got here, bro. If I start putting you over people who've been here all the time, now I have to deal with that.
Especially if crowd doesn't give a shit about you. It's just like, why am I pushing you?
But like I said, regardless of how we might feel about Chris Jericho, you consider Brian Keith as a person when you're like, here's your opportunity to be a featured character on television with Chris fucking Jericho. This is your shot. This is your first shot. This is where he's going to have to take this and make it into something. Whatever that's going to be, we will see. Brian Keith literally
If
tapped out
Jake
to
Hager,
2 men.
if Jake Hager,
Like
Hager
a
got a
chokehold,
job for
though.
5 years, he'll be fine.
And Jake Hager did nothing, and it was
For 5 years, he got paid.
He's
Now he's
fairly
back to doing
competent.
nothing.
He just had to stand there.
Every
Brian
time
Keith,
every time he got paid, he was stealing.
Brian
Every time he got cashed
Keith
the check, he was stealing.
Brian Keith will not be a heater because he is not big enough, and Big Bill already has the position. So he's gonna have to be doing a little more league grunt work, and he's gonna be wrestling, and he's gonna have matches on Dynamite. And he's gonna be doing shit, and again, better than what he was doing before. So let's see how this goes before we dump on it.
Not to be that guy, but his group does need a fall guy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Hook, Shibata, and Joe being in a trio? I don't know if I want Joe.
No,
having to be in a
no.
trio.
I'm sorry. Like, you can't.
Is Hager still in AEW? That's a good question.
Unfortunately.
I think he is.
Last week.
And Max says, I'm really glad he got the pop he got when he took that mask off. That's another thing. I realized it was Brian Keefe too before he took the mask off, and I was kind of worried, like, oh no, are they gonna stay quiet? He took it off, and everyone was like, oh shit. So that's a good. That means it's working so far. So let's see if they can push it further and follow up on this.
Although they had that moment where Brian Keefe talked to Jericho, and they had that moment on, I think it was Collision. That's when I knew this was how they were going to end it.
I think you can hear. I think at one point you heard Aubrey scream, like 7 minutes, Shibata.
Yeah.
It was like shit. I was like, you talk too much. You never shut up.
So yo, Aubrey, shut up. Like, come on.
But yeah, man, it was what it was. I don't blame you if you hated it. I thought they did. I thought they did what I expected them to do, and I did not hate it. But I wasn't saying to say it was like awesome. It just was what it was.
To me.
It was what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Following that, we had I almost said Tiana Peraza versus Thunder Rosa trying to take us back. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match: Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. Fuck. God damn.
Yeah, that's my take.
This was one of those things where politics finally stuck their little nose in, and I guess after giving Hobbs a title match and hearing all the complaints, New Japan was like, "Could we not this time?"
Can you not defend it without permission?
Because if you figure if he lost the match, then it could have conventionally it could have just been a heavyweight title match, but they've already got one booked on Dominion, and consider that Takeshita don't even work there.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to lose it at Forbidden Door, probably.
Plus, I'm sure they remember.
No way in hell
Mox
he's keeping it
knocked
until
out.
after G1.
No, I meant
remember Mox getting knocked out and losing the international title to Phoenix. Completely unplanned.
I also imagine that was the whole that was the whole reason why Moxley won the title, so that the Forbidden Door title match can have that story of somebody has to bring it back to New Japan.
So Naito again, maybe.
I think it is. I think it is going to be Naito, and it probably should be because that was weird.
And I'll be there live for it.
Awesome. Oh shit! Hell yeah!
I was like, and they gotta stop giving Naito shorter runs when he's almost done with his career.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, get it. Why do you hate him? He's your only guy left right now.
Donnie Patty says it's time to separate Takeshita from Callis. I think so, and that's a shame because when they first got put together, I was really excited for it. I was like, "Yeah, this is great."
And after Kenny was like, "Well, what happened?" Like, there was no
The
direction.
thing was, they weighed it down. They weighed it down with the family thing. He could have just been fucking Takeshita and Callis, and that would have been.
Like, he doesn't need anyone else. He really did not.
It was what it was. I mean, thankfully they don't. It's kind of a double-edged sword because part of me wants to say, thankfully they don't just put Takeshita out there to exist like just a guy on TV. Like generally when he comes out, he's doing something or fucking something significant. The problem is that it's so long in between sometimes. Like Takeshita do this feud, he loses the match at pay-per-view, and it's like, where is he?
He's gone.
He's fucking gone.
Yeah, I think he should have been the international champion. Takeshita.
I thought him beating Orange Cassidy was the layup fucking move. Like,
get ready for that.
Yeah, that's what it should have been. No, you had to give it the fucking rotted for reasons.
Because it's been so much fun too to just watch those matches. Again, I think back to earlier this year, Takeshita versus Darby, Takeshita murdering Darby Allin of all people. Like just imagine like a title run for open challenge, and it's just Takeshita destroying people left, right, front, center.
That's what I would have preferred. And I get sad thinking of the things that Takeshita was saying about not feeling like there's a place for him on television. I'm like, he's one of the best fucking guys you have. Legit. And on a roster like that, Takeshita stands out. That should mean something.
That's the thing. He stands out because no one has really seen him. So he's more fresh eyes. And he worked from as a babyface, underdog babyface a bit. Yep. And then you see him evolve, and he adapts to this American style a bit as a heel.
It's frustrating because I can't, sometimes, and I hate to compare this to the way I used to feel watching some WWE sometimes, but I would get mad at WWE when they had a guy who was good and it felt like they didn't care about him. I was like, fuck, how could you not care about this guy? The thing that frustrates me about Takeshita is that they seem to care. They seem to care. Like they do seem to care, but they can't figure it out, which is even more scary. Because like you figure like, what do you mean you can't figure it out? What the fuck? Because they care. Like they clearly have taken this prospect. They brought him in. They had him as a bean, little seed. They had him in their house show. Remember all those years ago they did a house show and he teamed with the Elite. Like,
that was the first one,
to take him from that, and they built him through dark to being a loser on the show, to being a winner on the show, to fucking facing main event talent. If you look at the overall arc of his career, they clearly care about Takeshita. That's what makes it so frustrating to see.
The fact they have so many guys, they don't know where to put them.
They're like, I don't really know what to do. I know we can't let you go. Like, yeah, I fucking know that too.
It's like we can't make you a main eventer, but we could make you an upper mid, but we don't know where to put you in there for right now. So just wait and see.
Yeah, and that was like one of the issues too when it came down to like all those like real good talents that were in WWE, because with WWE they were willing to job them out and whatnot. With AEW, they want to still protect him and have him be someone that's a considerable name if you want to slot him into a main event match on a Dynamite or a Collision.
And I feel like he should be protected for something much more than that. He should be in line. He should be in line for the fucking world championship at some point.
He beat Kenny twice, and you don't capitalize on that momentum.
Yeah, he's got the cool presentation with the Oni mask. He's a legit, like, amazing, like 10-sport athlete.
At least he's got his theme song back, which is another like we're working. Yeah. We're getting there. Fuck. But yeah, and the crowd loves him. The crowd loves him as much as I love him. I don't feel like an outlier. Like I love this one guy that nobody likes. Like not everybody loves Takeshita. That's the Cinnabon guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, great stuff.
Like hell, even fucking Cordy likes him.
He does, doesn't he? He thinks he's better than Okada.
Well, to be fair, he see more Takeshita than Okada, so
that's
True.
you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's like you just
but
met a guy.
that's still though. I like Takeshita. He's a great talent.
This match though against Moxley, when Mox came in with the arm, I was a little disappointed, like because I know the story they're gonna tell now, and I was like, fuck, that's gonna be a lot less high impact than I wanted Takeshita match to be.
Yeah.
And it kind of, he still got it. It was still physical, especially I think at one point he fucking did a arm twist onto the apron and it looked like
that was cool.
That
was
brutal.
He landed so nasty. I love it. Good.
he fucking, I think you could kind of see it, but he landed on the shoulder. It scared the shit out of me. But they did get more and more physical as the match went on. They got towards the end. The story is that Takeshita probably could have won if he didn't listen to fucking Don Callis. Don Callis.
Ospreay won by not listening to Callis.
Takeshita listened because he's a good noodle. Damn it.
Yeah, because he hasn't done him wrong before until now. That's
also true. Don Callis has guided Takeshita to wins over Kenny Omega and Darby Allin and shit. He says to get a chair. It doesn't make bad sense that it's a bad move, but
because there were plenty of times we thought he would lose these matches. Like we thought he would lose all in and all out, but no, he won both of them.
That's right, back to back. Forget about that. Fuck. God damn it, Tony. He should be wearing like 3 belts right now.
he should have been the Continental Classic winner. Fuck.
Yeah, honestly.
Absolutely.
But no, Eddie needed his moment.
It would have been too cool.
He did lose to a one-armed man. I know a lot of people were really mad about that. He lost to the one-armed man, but I think the story that he could have won and Don Callis cost him is fine.
That's not. It wasn't as ridiculous as MJF beating Jay White 3-on-1 injured.
3-on-1 injured in story and real life.
In a half hour.
Plus, again, remember too who that one-armed man was. That is the heart and soul of AEW, Jonathan Moxley.
Yeah, like even if you're not a fan of Moxley, you cannot deny that he is that face of the company. He is that workhorse. He is someone you think of when you think of AEW World Champion. It's Mox.
Is it? And it might just be because of the way I look. I kind of put him on a low pedestal. But when he's out here as IWGP World Champion, feels like a world champion. It doesn't feel like Mox has like a secondary belt. It feels like the world champion's here, which is weird because he's not the world champion. Like he's actually very far away from the world title right now. But it feels like the guy is here. That's the thing about Moxley. He's the damn guy. 5 years in AEW is also 5 years of Moxley in AEW because
shout out to earlier.
He got that vest on as a shout out to the day he appeared. I always say Moxley and Jericho will get the most respect from me for guys that came over here because this was nothing. They could have joined a fucking another UWF fucking like they didn't know.
No, don't. Like, they shouldn't have. No.
But have they mentioned on commentary? Yeah, they don't mention Evil very much, and you know what?
Good.
That's okay with me. That's okay with me. That sucks. I was such a fan of him as before he went solo.
No, he was. I love him at LIJ, and then he actually turned heel, like legit heel. And it was like, oh.
I was a fan of him from even before LIJ. I was a fan of him on Excursion. I used to see him live in Ring of Honor, like in person.
Yeah,
it was cool. And I think I'm on like video drunkenly cheering for him or something like on a Ring of Honor show. But, then he broke off and Dick Togo got his hands on him and they started, it sucks. It sucks. It still sucks.
But Japan likes him.
They're over as fuck over there.
And that's their audience, so.
Yeah. I always say that as long as you keep that context, it makes things a lot easier to swallow, right? You're not saying, why evil? You're more like, oh. Fucking evil.
Do we have to?
Like, we're here again. Okay.
Here we go again.
Double or Nothing was amazing. Michael Walters. Yeah, man, we were talking about that earlier when we were talking about the main event. The show was a fun time. We're about halfway through now as we get to the
we got 3 matches left,
I say like 2/3 now.
Barbed wire steel cage. Wow. Give me a moment for this because I didn't know what to expect from here. I was kind of imagining the WWE barbed wire steel cage where it's just barbed wire up on the top, and I was like, this isn't an escape match anyway. So like, why I'm gonna have a lot of problems when they climb up there? Because like, what are you doing up there? Get down, stupid.
Get down.
But when they said barbed wire steel cage, they fucking meant barbed wire steel cage. You want a steel cage with barbed wire? We're gonna give you some fucking barbed wire. They got barbed wire on the walls. You got barbed wire on the roofs. You got barbed wire baseball bats. Barbed wire chairs. Barbed wire wrap tables. Barbed wire wrap coat hanger. What the fuck was that? There was just
the corner panels had barbed wire.
It was just a strange, random structure, a stick with barbed wire on it. It was so brutal too.
I think too, like the guy on production during the pre-show said that like it was 500 feet of barbed wire they used.
I have no problem believing that. And you know what? A lot of times I'm watching wrestling, I'm like, 500 feet. What did they used to say about Elimination Chamber? They used to make it sound cool. 19 miles of chain. Like, what does that fucking matter?
Yeah, now it's just patent everywhere.
It was so violent for a fuking Adam Copeland match. Sometimes you're like, Adam was watching Sting and he took the wrong inspiration. He was like, I can't let Sting outdo this old man.
Yeah, it's like, I need to raise the bar.
He did come out to Slayer. The Brood, they can use that, right? I don't guess it's not trademarked. WWE, how are they not able to? I don't usually root for them to like lock anything down. I'm more like confusing. Like, how did you lose all the Edge things? He has been able to be Edge, all of fucking Edge. They only kept the name. Like,
I like, you know what? You've been with us so long, you can do what you want.
I imagine, but there's no, and I imagine because it's a new company, because Vince would have tried to strip him of all that he was. Like, you've been stripped of your power.
Like, we're gonna drop you on the way out so you lose value.
Oh, Malakai Black's entrance is always cool, but Edge did have I forgot what's the name of the band that does Ugentrost. It's a great song. It's like 7 minutes long though. Like, if you actually want to listen to it on the car ride, it takes like 4 minutes before it gets into the part that you're familiar with on the show. Yeah. But it's a good song. But yeah, the show was fire. Yes, it was, Josh Pena.
Oh yeah.
Fire, literally, as Adam Copeland came out with Slayer to his Brood, to not his Brood theme, which kind of, I almost prefer the Brood theme to Slayer, but you know what? It is what it is. They kept that. They kept it in the divorce.
I'm still surprised that they popped up the Brood, and I was like, oh, they can use that.
When Gangrel wasn't there, I was like, oh no, I was wrong. They beat the shit out of each other. They both started bleeding very early on. Adam is a nut. He wrapped Malakai Black in barbed wire. He climbs up to the top of the cage. And when he does, I don't know what happened. Like, midair, did he start thinking like, maybe I don't want to give that a belly splash?
Like, maybe I don't trust myself.
That will cut up my abs.
But I think I can play that video without getting in trouble. He didn't hurt himself that bad, right? I think actually I have a non-legally. This one's legally safe. It's also loud. It's also very loud.
Yeah, loud squeak. Oh no,
that's worse.
That looks so much worse live. Actually, he's hesitating, right? That's kind of what happened here? Is like he thought maybe when he jumped off, he was thinking, "I will do a splash," and then he thought, "No, I won't."
It's like, you know what? I'm not doing this. No.
He's like, look at him, like, you see, like, yeah, he absolutely intended to splash and maybe thought I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna overshoot, and he adjusted and lands straight down onto his knees. That is the part that
Back
scares
to the
me.
left.
That's like you're back and to the left.
Yo, Edge is gonna be walking like Tanahashi after this.
He's a maniac for this. He's a maniac for this match. But you know what? Edge and AEW has really changed my mind about his old man run. There was some, I was getting a little frustrated with his WWE old man run. I was like, man,
it's not the same. That was the thing. Like the people were fine. It's like, hey, he's either gonna be a face or a heel. He'll be heel for like 2 months, babyface again, and then Judgment Day happened.
yeah, but he comes here and he's fucking free. Like, I mean, that's kind of the thing that people always say, but you can tell in the variety of his work, the different kinds of matches that he's having. And he's even said in interviews, like, I'm making a point to use a different move in every match just because, like, his mindset in this old man run is incredible. I love Edge right now. And Edge has always been one of my top 20 at least, but just this fucking old man run right now. If he didn't lose his ACL, PCL, MCL, fucking heel, his ankle, in this fucking match,
just wiped out.
I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do next.
Do you guys remember Halloween Havoc '97 when Randy Savage jumped off the cage?
Yeah,
and Hogan did that Hogan thing where he doesn't catch him, and that was think about it too, because that was pretty much the end of full time Savage at that point as well.
Because of that, literally
messed up so much. Like, he could do like occasional matches for the next few months, but it wasn't the same.
It was never the same. This match was very bloody. I'm sorry, I fucking clicked your name and I didn't come back.
Malakai Black was gushing like a faucet at one point.
He hit a vein. He hit a vein or something.
Like right at the start.
He hit a vein or something, and it was early, so it was a very good visual all night. But we got this moment. It was awesome. Actually, before this, we had
I have a point for that too when we do talk about it.
We had an interesting moment where Brody King and Buddy Matthews teased that they would join Edge, and I was like, are they actually gonna go through it? Because they had
that's it. Didn't they say it in the hype video? Like, oh, if I win, I get House of Black.
Yeah.
Like, he even said, like, what makes you think Buddy and Brody weren't listening to me or some shit like that? I wasn't talking to them, and I was like, oh, you pushed it too far. Like, there's no way. Like, they're not gonna join after you pointed it out. They're not stupid. Like, you said you were manipulating them, like, on screen. Why would you say that, Edge? Maybe they were actually thinking about it before you blabbed that out into the hype video.
You ruined it.
You fucked it up. But yeah, they teased they were going to join him, then they turned on him, and then they were going to crucify him. And I was like, uh-oh. The Jesus is literally in the front row.
Did they not learn from Raven and Sandman?
That's the first thing I thought of. Because when you put the crown on the head, I was like, okay, you can get away with it because you can claim, like, it's just
fine. You put the arms up, that's it.
I was like, uh-oh.
You can hear the audience talking about it too.
You can hear them murmuring, like, more than a pop, like, oh my God. Like,
it was murmurs, like you said, John.
And like I said, Jesus was literally in the crowd. So, like, you can't do this. Michael Walters says this may be one of Edge Adam Copeland's best matches of all time. You know what? I don't hate you for saying that. Like, I'm not. That's not as blasphemous as you might think. If only because he was willing to do all the things he fucking did.
This is probably one of his better matches since he came back.
Oh, for sure.
I'm kind of glad he's away from Christian right now because I was actually getting kind of sick of that dude. I was a little sad that we didn't get that he wasn't around, but it's okay. Yeah,
it's okay. So Edge does almost get jumped, and then the lights go out, and fucking hole rips open, and Gangrel pops out, and he hits fucking impalers on everybody. Impalers for you, impalers for your mother. Man, he looked great actually.
He was moving.
He's a vampire. He's a real life vampire. I get it.
An actual vampire.
Same Seinfeld puffy shirt.
Great moment for Edge and Gangrel, especially because they had been told, like, nobody's gonna remember Gangrel. Somebody fucking said that. Like, you piece of shit. Okay. Like,
No, we remember Gangrel.
Oh yeah.
no,
You
but
guys remember
they
the
told
story-
him nobody's gonna remember Gangrel, but then he can be Brood Edge. Who the
Like,
fuck is gonna remember Brood Edge by himself if
And
not
not Gangrel.
Gangrel?
Yeah, exactly.
light heavyweight champion Christian.
Like, shut the fuck up. So I'm glad that they got this moment, and I had seen some people say this is what they wish the Finn Balor Hell in a Cell was, and I'm like, you know what? They built the Finn Balor feud like it should led to a match like this, but it was WWE, so you were never gonna get this
Yeah,
kind
and
of
to
match.
be fair, Finch also should have won that.
And he also got his head split open, so you did get some violence. he got stapled mid match, although that did stop the match for 20 minutes. So like, I understand.
So
I
there was a
understand.
very nerdy point that I was wanted to bring up earlier that I kind of mentioned. So I actually just saw news about it. For those who don't know, the Gangrel name was based off of a tabletop role-playing game called Vampire the Masquerade. And WWE would actually license the name Gangrel from there to be able to use. I went full screen in there. So recently there was a some sort of trademark ruling that just happened fairly recently that benefited Vampire the Masquerade in a certain way, where their characters were I guess because like the open license agreement was what happened, and because of that the Gangrel name was now very applicable to use, which before, like, you might remember him in TNA as the Vampire Warrior and different names like that. But the timing of this could not have been better because he got to come in as actually Gangrel.
I thought that I actually thought he was able to use that because he's been using it on the indies, but I guess
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I guess that is the indies. Nobody really cares if it ain't airing on IPPV. Remember that? That was the thing. IPPV.
That was a time.
That was a time. Everybody had IPPs.
Do you remember the story of
Oh,
Gangrel got released because there was an episode of Sunday Night Heat where his shirt came up and Vince saw his stomach and was like, "Oh no!"
That's such a Vince fucking thing.
That happened at one point during this match, and his shirt came up, and I was thinking about that Vince.
That's such fucking scum. Anyway, we followed that with the first of our triple main events. Oh, Michael says mad props to Malakai Black in this match as well. What a sicko. I had been a little critical of Malakai lately. I was like, are you grifting this company right now because you want to go back home? Like, are you dragging your feet?
No, it's more like he hasn't had he hasn't had a single match in a year and a half, and then now
The motherfucker. I was of the mind that if he got pinned tonight, I would lay off the idea that he doesn't want to get pinned. And then he passed out.
And then you find out the rumor of his contract ends in July and it might extend.
I was like, yeah. I mean, I would almost extend him out of spite since you want to fuck around so fucking much. I'm gonna fuck you.
I mean,
you want to fuck me? I'm gonna fuck you.
I mean, if Tony wants to pull a TNA, like they did with
I
some
don't
of
know.
the guys.
I'm extending your contract and sending you home. It's me. If it was me, first of all this fucking dragging your feet shit so you can go back over the fucking Raw and then all of a sudden you're an incredible wrestler again. Fuck you. Give me a second. You can sit here for 6 months off TV before that happens.
So,
That's me though. I'm very. And imagine I'm Tony Khan rich and I'll pay you. I don't give a fuck. You sit home. Miro too. Miro though I would have left. Miro I would have probably spitefully sat home as well.
I would have found him at this point. Like, dude, shut the. You go, just go.
I almost don't want to give. It's because I'm kind of petty. Like, as a person, I'm petty. So, like, I almost don't want to give you what you want. Like, part of me doesn't want you on my show because you don't want to be here. But also,
I don't want to pay them. But I don't want to pay them. They don't want to be here.
But I don't want you to fucking also thrive. Fuck you.
You can't thrive with me. You can't thrive at all.
Get ready for Ring of Honor.
Wow.
Oh, you don't want to lose? That's fine. I got it.
I'll let you go. So
I got a
we'll
spot
see
for
you.
Yeah, this other show.
Been seeing a lot of things on Twitter about Aleister Black theme coming back on Raw, but nobody remembers that when he left, he had a completely different theme. Yeah, that Code Orange song ain't coming back. You think he's coming? You think he's coming out to the cool song? No.
No.
It's WWE.
He gets a Def Rebel theme, baby. Anyway, we followed that with one of the first of our triple main events.
That was also really cool the way they did that. How it was the slot to determine which one's going up first.
I would love. Some people wanted Mercedes and Willow to main event, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, don't do that.
I would go like, no. I'm sorry, no.
Why would you do that? Like, I understand the sentiment though, because as the match, they do the intros. Mercedes got a great entrance. Willow got a great entrance. A pay-per-view look. It felt like a big deal. It felt like a big match feel. It had like a big title match feel. And I was like, wow, this feels like a very significant match. I don't remember an AEW women's match. Like, I know the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker lights out match is more impactful, is more significant in hindsight, and it's historical factor. But like, it didn't when the match started, it didn't feel like we had a main event on our hands. We ended up with one. And we were like, oh shit, that was incredible. And then they get to do the cage match main event at the show, and that was supposed to have the feeling of something like this, the pomp and the circumstance. But I guess it takes our Mercedes, just her presence. I guess that was a big deal, big part of it. And also Willow riding that fucking great wave of momentum for the last year. It felt like a big deal. I will let you guys talk first because I actually have to get up for 1 second. But I'll get out your way for 1 quick minute. But what did you think of this?
I thought this was a nice match. I will say I wasn't crazy about Moné just not doing anything for 2 months. Just these promos that like fans are like groaning at him, or just hearing her moan backstage for the Mercedes Mone nicknames. But I get why people said this should have been made event, but it's like, no. Especially after what happened. Like, if you had Anarchy the Arena, like where this is, it's just, By the way, here's these 2 title matches after all that chaos. Like, they're not going to recover. They're tuned out, basically.
No, exactly. Like, I'm just thinking, like, going back to TTRPG, like, we're going action economy wise. Like, we're not going to have crazy nonsense. Like, literally, look at what's going on behind me.
Yeah.
Right now. Like,
it's still happening. He's still on fire.
Exactly. Like, we have to have like a real, and it was a brawl, don't get me wrong, but like a technically sound match happening after all this chaos. Like, there's no way. And again, I appreciate the sentiment, because Mercedes was a huge grab for them, still is. You got Willow, who was one of their biggest, dare I say, homegrowns. And
sure, she was still recovering, but doesn't mean the promos didn't have to be almost shitty. She's not recovering. She's not injured from her mouth, so
we don't know. The injury could have transcended. I will say too, I really appreciated just how messy this match was. Like, I know a lot of people complained about that, but I personally dug it. There were a couple parts where it was like, oh, that looked terrible. Like, I'm thinking of like Willow getting flung into the corner. But overall, I really appreciated that a lot of the offense that was going in here from the ladies, it was something that was just like not pretty, but effective.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big thing for Mercedes here tonight was that she had to prove that she can go, that she can still go.
And she was worth all the money she signed for.
There's that. There's always worth all the money you can sign for, but that's beyond her. Like, for her, this performance in the ring had to be a performance. It had to be a fucking, not an all-timer. It's not like James Gunn Superman. Like, if that thing isn't the greatest movie of all time, that's gonna fucking.
You're doing a first impression to a newer audience and a newer company.
And not even a first impression was making it harder, because you got to do your first impression with fucking bad promos. It's like, oh no, now you have to dig out. Now you're in a negative, so now you got to dig out.
Now you have to
really overdrive
work.
And so I expected that people are going to be like very critical and maybe overly critical, but I expected that, and I know that she did too. I'm fairly certain that she did too. So what kind of normal person doesn't think that, unless you're like, fucking aloof about life? So I thought that you can see the nerves that come with the thought process like that at the beginning. And they, as the match went on, they kind of got more comfortable with each other. And you can tell because they would actually start hitting each other a little harder. And I think at one point, Willow slapped the shit out of Mercedes. I think that woke her up. Like, bitch, we are wrestling.
Like, we are main event 1 out of 3. So come on.
Yeah, like wake up. And
there felt like there was a part too where like these were turning into receipts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then, but this is where it got good. This is where I really started going like, okay, all right. We're like, all right, you can throw, they can throw, and they were less stumbles, and they actually really picked it up, and they really picked it up all the way to the end of the match. And I fucking hate that finisher.
Oh yeah, no,
so much because it was so like, I was like, yeah, we're fucking getting it. We rode the momentum to the end of the match. The Stokely thing happened. They fucked it up to finish. Willow looked like she could have won, but she got screwed over by accident, quote unquote. Even though it really looked like an accident. Like that actually did look like an accident. No part of that looked like they were trying to cost Willow the title. It looked like they legitimately fucked up. But almost was that a mistake? Almost whatever. I'm not really thinking about it. But the Moné maker, I guess, kind of sucked the air out of the finish a little bit for me. And it disappoints me because I was enjoying it up until that point. But again, I thought that she proved that she still can go. And that was the goal. The Chris Statlander turn after. God fucking damn.
Well, we knew it was going to happen somewhere.
I mean,
bracelet?
I'm not. It's not like something I'm mad about.
Oh.
No. My wife is taking the children crying to the hotel, and she says she's not coming back. I think I'm done being a fan of AEW. Good no. But in all seriousness, I thought she looked great. I thought Willow looked great, and that was more important to me personally. I love Sasha, but she's so established that she could afford a mistake or two. Like Willow is like still a baby in this business, so I like this is a big moment, and I thought she showed out. At some point, she felt like she was leading the match, but she and then she didn't lose, and then like we were worried that she might disappear. She lost, and they had a feud ready for her right there. Fucking Chris turns on her, and
I'm don't put this on the buy-in.
Just don't do it to don't Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. They deserve to be on the pay-per-view. They did. I'm sorry.
If not, just made it in a TV show.
Something. No, I think Chris and Willow. I think to continue Willow's momentum, they have to have a pay-per-view spot.
At least an opening or a second match.
Yep. And I don't know. I guess maybe Forbidden Door is not the place for it. But,
no.
What do you do with? And then in that case, what do you do with them? Anyway, that's their problem.
They could be in the Owen Hart tournament.
Chris was posting pictures of her and Willow all day on her Instagram stories. It was coming. Yeah, when they came out and they had a giant friendship bracelet, I just had a little hope. Maybe.
Where did that even go? Also, yes, Smacked Out. I'm glad you noticed that because the moment I saw John put that one, I'm like, this is the one I need to do because it's just lit.
Yeah,
that's great. That's yesterday I had Gunther putting the crown on my head. So you got the great placement today.
So Layla Hirsch was right about Chris Statlander all along.
She was.
Where did the giant bracelet go? Because I was convinced they were going to just tear that apart.
Oh man, that actually would have been the better visual, wouldn't it? Because she does take a friendship bracelet off Willow's wrist, like you we're not friends anymore, and you drop it, but you can't barely see it on camera. So they had to tell me what it was.
She's been inspired by Trent.
They had to broke the big bracelet, or maybe beat her with it. Like getting beaten with a friendship bracelet is actually really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really liked them together. I think Willow is just the cutest thing, and seeing her and Chris Statlander break up, legitimately sad. But not like a mad at the booking thing. It's the right thing to do. It's just like, oh man.
Yeah. I low key kind of wanted Willow to win and just have Mercedes go full heel on Willow after.
I thought that Mercedes going full heel here was the move. By the way, she that gear was incredible. Her gear game ever since she went to Stardom and found out about jackets.
And
She said, "Where did y'all get all those feathers? How come everybody has these?"
we got him from Horacio Ogawa, but don't touch him.
Excalibur is underrated as fuck too. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Oh, you're not gonna get an argument from me, Mac. I'm an Excalibur fan, but I have been for a long time. So I don't know if he's an acquired taste for other people, but it's one of those things where I don't.
Excalibur versus
Like,
Eminem. Go.
I got Excalibur. Fuck you. Haha. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, India.
Oh yeah, it's morning. It's 3 a.m. here.
It's 3
2 a.m. here.
Thank you, AEW. We love late shows. Fucking,
well, I'm glad they did this when I have a day off.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
That's what we were saying too. I'm
If
glad
not,
that.
then man, we're gonna have to talk.
But we have one last match to talk about tonight, and that is the AEW World Championship. Swerve Strickland defeated Christian Cage.
Come out and play.
Bro, I popped so fucking hard. The Warriors is one of my favorite movies of all time.
This was probably
Dog.
my favorite entrance.
Oh yeah, it's such a great movie, and if you've ever played the video game, one of the best movie adaptation video games ever.
It is. And when I was a kid, I thought it was one of those things that, like, you just like at whatever fucking games you get. Like Serious Sam is one of my favorite fucking games as a kid. Nobody ever knows what it is. But this Warriors game is one of those games that I thought, like, maybe I just liked it because I was a kid. But then you grow up and everybody else is like, no, that's one of the fucking best things I've ever played.
It's such a great game. You had so many great modes. You had so many great abilities. I really love the way that you had the main story and then extended version. God, fuck you. And then you had like all of those like other moments too, where like you got the battle royal mode where you could just throw them off the rooftop, and you got like how all the warriors joined the gang to begin with. Oh, such good stuff.
So Nana comes out. He does the old Warriors come out and play, but he does the Swerve. Swerve comes out dressed like one of the Warriors. Fuck.
Custom jacket.
Come on, bro. I wish I had a shot. I don't have a shot of the back, but he has the Warriors logo with Swerve Strickland customized. Oh, fuck. Swerve.
I always wanted a Warriors jacket growing up.
My fucking guy. Man. Yes, great moment for me. And all Warriors
did you catch
fans.
the part too where I think it was it Excalibur that was comparing Swerve's rise to the Warriors?
He did. Their mission to get through the 5 boroughs was like Swerve's mission to get to the World Championship. Even Xavier Woods gave him a little shout out as it happened. I imagine I imagine wrestlers watch wrestling.
I would hope so.
You would hope no, but honestly, you should hope so, because I know they all don't. Some of them think they're too good. There's a weird mentality that comes into their head. Like, I don't watch that current shit. I only watch the old school stuff.
As much as I would love late
Wrestling.
80s, early 90s old Japan, I know you're getting that again.
Not everybody's not there. There are a couple reasons why. A couple reasons why, mostly health related. But at least it exists.
It's like you're a wrestler. Fuck you.
That's horrible. This match was again, and it's almost one of the things that shouldn't come as a surprise. But sometimes I see, it's Swerve and Christian, and they're not in the closing, and I'm like, God damn, this is kind of disappointing to me that they're not closing right now. It's fucking
yeah.
And then
first pay-per-view, Swerve champion, but we get it at Anarchy in the Arena.
I get it, but
I'm not happy.
They went out there and they delivered, and I shouldn't have been surprised, but they did. There was a sick moment actually, and I didn't get a video of it because I couldn't find anywhere. I couldn't find it. The referee is throwing out the family, and he hits the old "You're out of here," and the entire crowd is with him in unison. And it was like one of my favorite shots in wrestling of the year. Why have we not always done this? How is this not a thing? What this is like, I don't know if you grew up in a Spanish household, your mother or grandmother watched Sábado Gigante every Saturday, and there was a dude I forgot his fucking name. He was like a ghost dude. He had a fucking he had a trumpet, and you would do like a talent show, and they'd sing, and if you sucked, he'd play you off with the trumpet, and they'd be like Fuera, and they'd kick your ass off the fucking stage, and the whole crowd would do it with you. Fuera. So he took that shit. Now, first of all, that was a nostalgic moment for me, but also just a great wrestling moment. Like, why aren't we doing this? I hope that you other audiences took note, and we're keeping that in mind for the next show.
I enjoy stuff like that. That's why I always miss when the announcer would be like, schedule for one fall, and the crowd would be like,
one fall. Oh my god! Remember when WWE beat that out of the fan base for no reason other than they didn't like it? It was too different for them. That's so fucked up.
UK, stop it. UK. No.
Cut that shit out. We didn't ask you to do that. You know how we all about control.
Shout out to the French fans for Backlash. They brought that back.
They did bring that back. One
Yes,
fall.
and then we're back to what chance?
That's depressing.
Yeah, it is. It's very depressing.
Too Sweet was a good one, but then kind of got,
Yeah, I got tired of that.
He did get tired of that, and also the whoop whoop.
Especially if you do it the whole show like five times in a match.
It was in fact a good title match, and yes, you do need to watch the Warriors again, Donnie. Like ASAP. Like I'm sure it's in 4K now. You should watch it.
Yeah,
watch it
and play the game too.
Oh yeah, the game's great.
It's a definitive little end to Swerve's situation with Christian. I wonder where he goes from here, but they've already announced that there's going to be a tournament for his. Well, not only is there going to be a tournament on Wednesday, they're going to do the gauntlet battle, casino gauntlet to determine who his next contender is at Forbidden Door.
I just don't want another 3 weeks in a row where gets his ass kicked, busted.
I don't know if he has any. Does he have any remaining enemies beyond Hangman that would have to do that to him?
AR Fox.
Oh shit, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but I would not give him a world title match.
No. Especially if he's like, do you have a visa? Like,
just like actually build up Swerve. That's again, just get.
Oh fuck, that's right.
Oh,
that says Keith Lee.
No.
Luck has not been on the side of this feud, but I feel like this is one of those things where you should probably have to fight Luck, if only because, numbers say that it can't fuck up a fourth time. Like, what are the chances that it'll fuck up again?
No.
The thing about this is that it was never on them. That's my thing. That is like, it was never on the quality of their work. Like if they did a match or they did a thing and it sucked, and they'd be like, let's just get away from it.
But
it's like
take
those like time periods.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like every time we get this close, it's like, both of Keith Lee's knees are actually broken. What the fuck?
Keith, is everything all right?
It's like, well, that's not gonna work for me, brother. So I'm not doing this.
AR Fox, it broke my heart. Like I was so rooting for him and so happy that he was about to get a chance to wrestle in front of 80,000 fucking people. AR Fox is literally been wrestling for over 20 years. I've been watching him for so long. There used to be these weird rumors about why he didn't get a shot at the top of the fucking top of the mountain. But he again reestablished his legacy by being such a great trainer at WWA4 and fucking making that one of the best schools in the country.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to see him, and then to find out that
and
they didn't tell nobody. Bro, they help you with shit like that.
Until like so late.
I was like, we can get it right now. We can go. Here's your paycheck. You could buy it and have some extra left over right now.
I can't imagine how the meeting must have been in the office for that. Like, how do you hey, so that show in 2 weeks.
You're gonna love this. You can't be mad at me.
Check this out, right?
You'll find it funny.
I've never traveled internationally before.
And then it's like, that's okay. We're gonna cut everything from you, but that's okay. It's okay. we're gonna kick you out of Mogul Embassy. You're not gonna exist for a while. It's
Wardlow's gonna destroy you.
God, man, that was so
again.
fucked up. And then who do I even blame? That's the part that sucks. Like, I gotta blame you, AR Fox. I fucking loved you, you idiot.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
He was like, no, listen, I didn't know you needed a passport. I thought I could just
how are you gonna get in? How are you gonna get in?
I just
I
didn't
had
know.
the real ID, the driver's license.
Again, where he is so thankful CM Punk got too silly. So then that's the thing everyone talked about.
That's so funny. Max says they booked him in the match, and then he came up to them after the graphic and said he didn't have a passport. I like to imagine that he was caught off guard by the graphic. Like,
Yo.
Guys.
I didn't think I was gonna be on
he should have said nothing. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, what happened? Oh no, you're not gonna believe this. I lost my passport.
I didn't think it was gonna be. I didn't think I was gonna be on the card. I don't believe in myself the way you believe in me, obviously, and I apologize for that.
They stole it.
No, I broke into Nick Wayne's house and almost killed him. But
There was a spot, the finish of this match actually, where Christian goes for a spear and Swerve gives him the house call in mid fucking to counter it, and I thought that was amazing. He did that shit.
Had to be precise.
Hit another one, and then the Swerve stomp, and then another one, and then he ended this feud for good. And man, that was a good way to do it. I had a decent time with this match, and it's one of those things where now seeing what Anarchy in the arena was, no problem with the placement of this match.
yeah,
it is all the better for where it was placed, and it wouldn't have gone over well if it went after that. Like
again, the crowd would not care.
Exactly. This is where it needed to be. Can we appreciate too Shayna Wayne? Like, she's been such an awesome part of the patriarchy.
The moment where fucking Prince Nana takes the belt from her, but he has to stand on the stairs to look down on her because she's too fucking big. Excellent. Then he drops the belt on the stairs, and my heart was like, oh God, you dropped the fucking title, all those jewels. Trust me, as a belt collector,
Naito would throw it on the steps in the corner.
As a belt collector myself, that Nitro gimmick was painful. Yeah, I was like, fuck. He hated that thing.
I don't blame him. He had every reason to hate the Intercontinental.
He did. I do love the story though. That's the belt that this is the thing that fucked me.
But at the same time, this is going to be my opportunity to get the belt again in Tokyo Dome.
Like abusing this baby. Yeah, I fucking hate you. You hate me. Great stuff. But yeah, this match ends. Swerve retains the title. He celebrates with Floyd Mayweather, which I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why have they not showed him at all throughout the night?
Oh, Money Mayweather. Yeah, literally, like, why aren't they doing the celebrity thing that WWE does, or and NBA and everybody does that?
Because they tried Mike Tyson and he didn't care. And
well, I mean, you don't want to
Shaquille O'Neal disappeared from the hospital truck.
He was like, hey, I'll do a stretcher
in there.
drop, but then I disappear.
AEW is the same company that went without telling us Darby Allin was going to climb Mount Everest on behalf of Tony Hawk's charity for months.
Oh, that's right. And then
and then he broke his foot and then got hit by a bus.
And then we finally heard about Tony Hawk. It's just like, you could have featured him before.
I think a lot of people feel the same way. He is filthy rich, and that is already a reason enough. But I get it. No, straight hater energy from me, fellas.
The haterade is strong.
But that was AEW Double or Nothing in a nutshell. If a nutshell was 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Matt commented for me. I'm using a hospital truck instead of ambulance for now on.
He said, hey, man, I'm using a hospital truck.
Little hospital trucks.
Yeah. Those little hospital trucks, those annoying things with the siren.
Yeah.
What do you mean you got to pull out of the way for them?
Truck on the interstate.
Yo, true story. I learned that on the streets. Everybody else moved over, and I was like, oh, we have to move over for the ambulance. Nobody told me this. Thank you. Thank goodness I wasn't on the road alone. I would have fucked them. That would have been fucked up. But yeah, man, jobber of the night.
Oh, wait. Do we go over this little point that when Max said Fox was blown up on the indies, especially in CZW? I'm on Cage Match right now. I'm looking. He did have like a small little bit in the UK for CZW in a joint
Oh
show.
So
my
he never.
god!
So
In
then I guess he
November-
never renewed it. Or...
Yeah, in November 2016. I don't think he renewed it.
He's like, he looks at his wallet and he's like, "Hey, bro, are you supposed to renew these?"
What do you mean this can
There's an
expire?
expiration date. There's an
So,
expiration date.
or he
Right?
doesn't even notice it. Swerve sees it in his wallet and he's like, "That looks really old. Why isn't it? Why, haven't you never got it updated?" And he's like, "Updated. I got it once and I never fucking went back." He's like, "You never
I
went
wanna do
back."
that.
I thought it was good for life.
Update these? That works.
You fucking idiot. Damn it.
Yo, he even in 2011 wrestled in Japan.
It's
Again,
AR
he just
Fox.
never renewed it. He just never.
What was it? Wasn't it something like his grandma died or something like that? Wasn't that a thing? Wasn't it not the patch, but wasn't it like somebody died or something?
I just remember the story kept changing because I do remember hearing something like that.
Right? But yeah. No, my job of the night is AR Fox. No, no.
Not even on the show, and he was the jobber of the night.
That's fucked up. Honestly, though, my jobber of the night. This is truly my job of the night. Whoever did this tattoo, because you had an opportunity to show your work off to 100,000 people legally, 100,000 more illegally, and you gave him this as charming as it may or may not be. That is a yeah.
Also, Mac, I do know what you're talking about with the Sunny reference with Frank. Yes, I do remember that. Oh, Frank.
It's like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where Frank, played by Danny DeVito, showed his license and it was just him on the show taxi.
That's beautiful.
That's actually incredible. That is incredible. But yeah, no, Matt, who'd you think is your dropper of the night? It's a good show. I understand.
No, it's just, who could I give that to?
But I have so many.
There's quite a few options.
I guess Darby for being hung. just taking those beans like a champ while does not really doing anything.
Please help Darby.
That was a great chant. Please help Darby.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Don't worry, guys. He's okay. He did hang there for
the hospital truck is coming out underneath.
Literally, I love this shot. They're just beating the shit out of Bryan, and Darby's just hanging there.
I love it. Like no one cares. He's just there.
Yeah, they just put Darby in the corner. Basically, they are. You're gonna stay here.
Wait. Bryan had an excellent
broken nose too.
Bryan had an excellent Busaiku knee kick with a fucking steel chair in front of his knee, but it was so lost in the moment of Darby getting
Darby's kind of blocking it.
Treated like a pinata, and he was in the way. But the only thing I could think was like, is Bryan going to hit Darby by accident? Like he's just hanging there.
It just reminds me of that like Beavis and Butthead moment where one of them had like the broken nose and there's like upside down.
Oh yeah. Oh.
All right, but Nick, who's your jobber?
I guess there's a few options on here. I'm gonna say Trent Beretta because it's like I don't know where we're gonna be going from here, and I hate to say it because again I love having my originals present, but I kind of don't care anymore.
No, I think this is the one match I probably could have done not on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, like I love the moment that we had Orange busting out the theme song, but I feel like maybe
this felt like a Dynamite or a Rampage match.
Absolutely, 100%.
Again, that's probably because they decided to do, like he said, a straight up wrestling match on this card.
No, it's just more of this is how you treated Trent for so long, and they expect him to be like, dude, he was not gonna win. He was not gonna win.
Fall Guy Trent, who even in a previous match with Orange was the Fall Guy.
Yeah, I also said this is like 2 years late. 2 years too late, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys.
That was the issue.
Yes.
Megastar of the night might be a little easier. Matt, I'll let you go first.
Megastar of the night. This is like who? No, I'll give it to Danielson for getting his theme song playing.
Bryan, I'm gonna clip that as any excuse. any excuse. But yeah, I actually don't know which clip it is anymore, so I apologize. See,
Yes. the dice for the stars.
I
The
love
dice for the
Bryan
stars.
Danielson just as much as the rest of you. Nicholas Neek.
Man, there's a couple options here. I'm a pull senior admin card and drop 2 of them on there.
Oh shit!
I'm a
Executive decision.
Executive decision time. I'm gonna throw out there Swerve because again, like this guy is the world champion, and I love the Warriors so much. So, and look at that, like he looks like he belongs as a man of the people and a celebrity at that. He's just everything about this. And that moment too, when I heard the bottles, like I knew that could only be one thing, and I stood up from my chair and was cheering at that. My other choice, I got to give it to the return of MJF. You know, it was just,
Oh god, yes.
it was
Okay.
perfect. It was a moment that I don't usually like promo stuff during
Pay-per-view.
pay-per-views,
Yeah.
but in this instance, it fit. It felt like it belonged, and I enjoyed every second of MJF being out there and just talking straight up.
You know what else was cool? The second match of the show is a bad spot for people. It's notorious for just being like the as a wrestler, you're like, I have to go on second.
The
Like, I have
pesky
to-
wrestling's happening.
fucking wrestling. The people who open the show are supposed to set the tone, right? So then they're gonna have some shit, and then I gotta have the second match. Like fuck. So you get to do this promo segment instead, and you hyped everybody up, and you kept them all fucking excited and shit. And there was no second match. Nobody had to deal with that because then what do we follow? What do we follow that with? We follow that with the three-way and with the trios match, and that would have a balloon in the second match
Yep.
spot after Ospreay. So yeah, I think MJF acted as a great buffer here
Yep.
for sure. Elbow drop on the mic.
Yeah,
Love
on
it.
the mic. Yes.
Boom.
Bionic Apple, baby.
So finally, I guess it's my turn. My megastar of the night could be old grandpa, my boy, Adam Copeland.
Okay.
Fuck, man. He's giving me old man Sting vibes right now. To go out there and do that, like he shouldn't. The reason I love this is probably the reason why some other people are like scared of it. Like, he shouldn't be out there doing this. I'm like, yes, he shouldn't be out there doing this, but he is. He's so cool for it.
Yeah, at least he gave himself like a short
And
time
this-
window. He said like what, like 2 years about?
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna do it all. And listen, there's so many wrestlers out there who pride themselves in doing the least amount of work. Period. Right.
Yeah.
So whenever some guy who has no reason on earth to put in this much effort, he could go out there and he can coast. Well, not sorry.
Yes,
Rob-
he too can be Mercedes Moné.
Oh, fuck. He can go out there and he can coast on his name alone, right? He does not have to jump off a. That's not even a 16-foot cage. That's a 20-foot cage. What are you doing up there?
Yeah, he should commit. He should commit to do a double stomp on him.
No, a 10-foot cage. Excuse me. It's not an 8-foot cage. It's a 10-foot cage, but it is larger than normal length cages. And he took that fucking bump, and he is a maniac for it. And beyond just that bump, like just the things that he's doing in these matches, like Edge, you're a maniac.
Yep.
And he is Edge. I'm gonna just fucking call him Edge. I like to fight with the Adam Copeland thing. Nobody's legally tying me down to call him Adam Copeland. He's fucking Edge.
Yep,
He's Brood Edge.
Legend.
exactly.
How's this guy not Edge? It says Brood behind him. Whatever.
Yeah, go remember
Yeah.
Adam
Technically.
Copeland in Brood.
Right? But yeah, man.
Remember when he was just like some creepy dude that used to hang out in the city late at night
Yeah,
and then
some
went on the
stalker.
train?
Just,
Yeah.
That's right. That was his thing. You think you know me. I don't even know me. I do drugs.
we know. Like, we know.
the 90s.
That was his return promo in like 2004 after the broken neck, right? It was just a dude in like Times Square. It was like flashing
Yeah, like,
images.
but my music for Rob Zombie.
He's like on the train. Like, where are you going? I'm returning. Oh, okay.
Why?
I remember this.
You're gonna flounder for a year before you figure it out, but let's go. No.
Oh, do you remember
Anyway.
when like his debut in WWF and he accidentally broke one of Los Pericos' necks.
Fuck with the tope.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh shit, that's right. How come that's such a buried thought in my
No one
mind? Like
talks
it's like
about
you pulled it out of like you pulled it out like with a fishing hook. You just reeled it out the back of my mind. Like he did do that.
No, he wanted to make sure he didn't forget. He wanted
He's
to
like,
make
no,
sure
we're
he didn't forget that.
I'm like, this happened, right?
We are in a culture of accountability, and even though it happened 30 years ago, I feel like it should be brought up. Maybe
Yes. A lot of people.
like a lot of people, you can't get away from it, buddy. There's no statute of limitations on the court of public opinion, motherfucker.
We're doing it to Vince. You're next.
Yeah.
Time.
Anyway, then that is us, man. That's AEW's Dirtsheet Radio. Hello, John.
You
We're gonna have to
really came
rewind
late.
this one.
Yeah, hello and goodbye.
No, but here's the
Rewind,
great
man.
thing. Here's the great thing. This exists on demand forever. You can literally just rewind it and watch after you finish AEW Double or Nothing. It's a great show. We had a lot of fun talking about it tonight. Mac says, I'll see you next time. I also will see you next time.
I got you.
As we are headed towards the end of the show, and the show today was powered by comicbookclick.com/dirtsheet radio, where we put all the results and all the news and all the pop culture stuff that you can fucking think of. It's all on there.
Writers.
comicbookclick.com/dirtsheet radio. That's our dedicated pop culture content output. You can catch the major issues show and major previews on the Comic Book Click platforms. Those are shows where they focus on comic books and superhero media and shows and fucking books and goddamn comics. And we'll make a 3-hour podcast about Spider-Man curtains if you give me the damn opportunity.
Yes, he could talk about Green Goblin having an affair with.
Gosh, that is something I don't like to talk about, but I did bring it up. I brought it up earlier this weekend just to see if people would like hate me for it, and they did, and that was the mission accomplished.
I told people it didn't be Kevin.
And they did.
Why don't you show me this? Because I'm cursed with this knowledge, and you have to be as well. Make sure to catch the Dolphin Pod shows everywhere podcasts are found. You know, the more I think about it, the more I feel like they're actually executive producers on here. I think in a way they actually do pay for the whole stream setup. Something like that's kind of what producers do. Like, Dolphin Pod shows are available everywhere podcasts are found. They specialize in pop culture. They specialize in cinema. They've got shows about the most obscure movies you can think of. This is real cinephile shit. So go check out that Dolphin Pod podcast. And you know what? You know who's nestled in all that cinephile goodness? Dirtsheet Radio. Dirtsheet Radio's flagship podcast is on the Dolphin Pod Podcast Network.
Yeah.
You can find us on there every single Thursday morning, our audio version of our podcast, which is also available on video on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We go live, but you can watch it on demand because our content is timeless, like all the people who join us on this show. Nick, tell us about Tony's Cold Case Project.
Yeah, so my brother Tony runs the Cold Case Project at the channel on YouTube that focuses on all kinds of disappearances, murders, and other cold cases. He's got a few real life things going on, so downloads might be slightly delayed in the near future, but go check it out if you really like binging true crime. 2 days ago was 5 strange true crime stories and cold cases for Friday. It's an 1.5-hour video, but there's also some shorter form content. It's about 20 minutes, but hey, you like falling asleep to true crime, or you like just having something on in the background, go check out the Cold Case Project.
Yes. Hey, Matt, tell them about the cafe.
Oh, the Otaku Cafe. Yes, that last week we just had our 3-year anniversary. So always good there. Where me and my co-host Ethan, or sometimes our other staffs, aka Starman or Chris, we review basically all the seasonal anime shows. We talk about the newest episodes every week, along with some news, some announcements, no matter what they are. It's a fun time. We also have our little side project called Secret Menu, which is we talk about any subject they want, whether it's an anime, a show, just one certain thing. So those are for open bookings where we want to talk about whatever, because I also do wrestling shows on there for when I'm not on here. But that's sporadic. But yeah, either every Wednesday or every Friday, depending on schedule. That is where we do the Otaku Cafe. You can follow that at Otaku Cafe Anime on the Twix, or just follow me on Twitter at DamianPhoenix12. And that's it.
Yeah. Fucking love it.
Yes.
I gotta get on there. I gotta get on there one day. We gotta get you streaming on Dirtsheet Radio.
I mean, I could host it on there.
You should.
This is
You
where it
should.
starts. It begins.
As I do have it on my Streamlab, the Dirtsheet Radio on YouTube. So
That's fucking awesome. I think we gotta look into that. But
yeah. That was more of whenever you guys want me to. Like, oh yeah, we can host on other platforms. Fuck.
hell yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
that was us. I had a great time, fellas. I know it was late and it was long because I mean,
Yes.
it's a 2.5 hour stream, but it was a 5-hour show. It tend to be that way.
This is about half the length of that show. Also, I just saw on my desk, Bruno's here. Shout out to Bruno.
Yeah, we don't talk about that motherfucker here.
Yes, we don't talk about
We respect grandma's gaslighting wishes.
Someone heard the whole time and yet never spoke up.
That's so sad.
Respect.
Anyway, that's us, brothers. We enjoy you. Thank you all for joining us. 150 of you people sitting here with us overnight. That's crazy. It's
Love you,
literally
chat.
the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Love you all. Please tell your friends to join us too. Or spread the word. Help Dirtsheet Radio overshadow all the garbage.
Ooh, we got to do the Warriors reference there. Send the word.
Send the word. I tried my best. Yeah, man.
the
Thank you
Dirtsheet
for
Board.
joining us.
Yeah. Bye.
Peace out. Thank you.
So for all my warriors out there.
Guess all we can do is play in the song.